We all smile on. This life we have is a gift, yo, so smile on. The spirit's easy to lift, yo, so smile on. Cause it will be too late while we're gone. We only get one chance, yo, so smile on. This life we have is a gift, yo, so smile on. The spirit's easy to lift, yo, so smile on. Cause it will be too late while we're gone. So smile on. Yo, I've been waiting a minute, get it and smile on. I need to quit it and quit trying to pile on all the gimmicks and quick fixes that found me on the bottom. I'm feeling unsung, inspired on. Feeling the positive flowing out of my own lungs. Feeling the power, I have to go out and get some. No more hiding behind the fake, yeah, I've had some. See, I can take the situation and face it, make it a new situation that I don't want to replace. So, tired of looking down, walking around with my head gone. Gotta hold on to this feeling, gotta hold on. I wasted so much time feeling despised on. When the voice in my head said, talking, I'm gone. I need to talk back so I can get to talk. Trust squad for too long, so smile on. We only get one chance, yo, so smile on. This life we have is a gift, yo, so smile on. The spirit's easy to lift, yo, so smile on.
All right, how about now? We good now? Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. We're about to get started in about 30 seconds. About 30 seconds.
Smile on. The spirit's easy to lift, yo, so smile on. Cause it will be too late while we're gone, so smile on. You have to listen to me if you don't want it, cause you can keep on living life within the walls of your drama, and you can quit trying and just go home and live with your mama. Hide in the basement, find replacement in your TV and sauna. Oh wait, you don't have one cause you can't afford steam, and you're fake is on hold because you ran from your team, and your team is sitting wondering what's up with the dream. All because you had to quit, you felt a rip at the seams, but a smile can change a day, a week, a year, and a life. It can erase all of the pain, the weakness, fear, and the strife, and it can give you all the strength you need to head towards the light. And once you see it, you believe it, and you know it's all right. So smile now and let your neighbor see the joy on your face, and let them take you to the others that are up in this space. And if we all can let this process just continue for days, we can change the world forever in so many ways. So smile on. We only get one chance, yo, so smile on. This life we have is a gift, yo, so smile on.
Yo, what's up? All right, so welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday, and oh boy, we got a lot planned for you today, as we do every single day. Shouts out and good morning to all of the Stewies, all of the Stewettes, everybody tuned in to the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. All right, so much to get into today, man. If you are new to the Doug Stewart Show, if this is your first time tuning in on YouTube and on Facebook Live, man, trust me, we talk about sports like no one else in the world. You can actually call the show at 404-822-5467. That's 404-822-5467. What we do around here is we talk sports, obviously, but we also talk about any and everything else. All right. Right now, we are live all across the universe. That's right. I said the universe. On Facebook Live and on YouTube. Right. We are live all across the world on Facebook Live and on YouTube, and so much to get into. You can call the show once again at 404-822-5467. Today, we're going to talk about football. We're going to talk about the Houston Texans from last night. We're going to talk about the NFL and college football games from this weekend. We also got a couple of great guests for you today on the Doug Stewart Show. At about 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time, we're going to talk to D. Orlando Ledbetter. He's the beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons here in the city of ATL. If you're new to the show, that's where we're based at. And at about 11:30 a.m., the music that you heard to start the show, this guy right here, here we go. Yeah. At about 11:30 a.m., we're going to talk to music artist Chris Swan on the Doug Stewart Show. All right. So Chris, so Chris so graciously allowed us to use his music, and so that's a big thing. So we're going to show him a little bit of love today, and then at 12:30 a.m. Or 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and all of these times are Eastern times, as I am based here in Atlanta once again. We're going to talk to my man Noy Bramble, boxing trainer, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, as we talk about this big fight this weekend, Triple G versus Canelo. I cannot wait to talk to him and find out what the vibe is like in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's right. Yeah. So we got that going on. Some great guests. We're going to talk about all of the sports. I'm going to break down the Funky Four games in college football and the NFL, which are the four biggest games of the weekend, in my opinion. Or I guess the four games that I'm most interested in college football and the NFL. We'll do that. A bunch of great guests. These guests are going to be live on the feed, on the stream, on Facebook Live and on YouTube. So this is a big, big thing for us, man, as this is the second week that we've done this. I normally host a show every day, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday now, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the DougStewartShow.com. All right, that's the DougStewartShow.com. If you're watching us right now, you're probably going to see my man Rob Hix at the mothership in Maryland is actually going to be posting these little signs or posters or whatever, telling you how you can help the show. Yesterday, my brother straight clowned the damn show. Yeah. He clowned the show, clowned my studio, talking about we a little half-rate operation going on around there. This is my damn brother. I mean, golly. With brothers like that and friends like that, who needs enemies? And so, man, we are doing some big things, and simple as this, man. If you sick and tired, if you listen to me right now, if you sick and tired of the Jason Whitlocks of the world, if you tired of sports hosts and people in the media just throwing black athletes in particular under the bus, okay, like we see happen on a norm, then you need to get with the Doug Stewart Show. Right. If you sick and tired, if you sick and tired of the same old, you need to get with the Doug Stewart Show, to quote the great Suge Knight. If you tired of seeing your producers dancing all up in the videos. You need to get with the Doug Stewart Show. Today, also what we do on the show on Friday, every Friday we do this. We actually take nominations all week long for the Buster of the Week in sports, entertainment, and beyond. Okay, we call it the Ball Penis Award. It's a long story how we came up with the name Ball Penis. I'm not going to get into that right now, but it's a long, dumbass story. All right. So we give away that award / Buster Award later on in today's show. We actually get nominees once again. The nominees, here are the nominees for this week's Ball Penis Award. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the person that always delivers Donald Trump's filth farm filth. Well, I guess the most recent person being the White House press secretary. She has been nominated for some ball peanuts. We also nominated Adrian Bronner, the boxer. Speaking of Las Vegas and boxing matches and all of that stuff, I don't know if you've seen the video, but Adrian Bronner is clearly on drugs. Yeah. Like whenever something happens that you can't explain, that's just strange as hell, my grandmama used to say he has to be on drugs. And if you've seen this video of Adrian Bronner, man, one of the members of Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s camp, man, he was in Las Vegas just wilding out. Him and his girl, they were walking, and he pushed her. He pushed a couple of people, and then he just slugged the dude for nothing out of nowhere. Clearly, he's on drugs, and he has been nominated for some ball peanuts. Also, ESPN has been nominated for this whole Jamil Hill scandal that we're going to get into here in a second. So ESPN has been nominated. Word on the street is they had looked to try to fire Jamil after this whole controversy about the tweets that she sent out about Donald Trump and, you know, him being a white supremacist, this, that, and the other. And so we're going to, you guys have nominated ESPN. And you've also nominated 45 because 45 gets nominated for ball peanuts every single week, no matter what the case is. Yeah. So those are your nominees. When you get a second, you know, don't leave from the feed, the Ustream, YouTube feed or the Facebook live stream too much. But you can go to the Two Live Stews Facebook radio chat group and cast your vote as it is pinned to the top of the page. All right. The hell calling me? I'm doing a damn show. Right. The hell calling me? I'm doing a damn show. I'm doing business over here. All right. Once again, you can also call the show live at 404-822-5467. You can be live on the show. You know, just come with a hot sports take. Don't be sorry if you suck with your sports take. This is what you get. Exactly. That's what you get. All right, so, man, I'm sure you're like me. It's early in the season in the NFL where you're just wanting to watch football at any chance that you can get. And last night, man, we actually saw the beginning of an era when Deshaun Watson and Houston Texans took on the Cincinnati Bengals. When we get back from the break, we're going to take a quick little 3-minute break. We do these periodically throughout the hour. We're going to take a quick little 3-minute break. When we get back, we will talk about the win by the Houston Texans and their quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Yeah. Big win. All right, so I'm from the state of South Carolina, so I root for everything South Carolina. And so Deshaun Watson, you know, anybody that's got anything to do with the programs in the state, Clemson, South Carolina, the Citadel, Wofford, Newberry College. We show love. All right. So today, man, big day for that guy. Yesterday was his birthday, and he got the big win. We'll talk about what happened last night in the NFL between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Houston Texans. Once again, we will talk Atlanta Falcons today as well, as we are going to have on our guy Darryl Ledbetter, beat writer for the team, for the Falcons. And so a lot to get to today, man, on this fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday. You are locked and loaded to the realest, trillest sports and guy talk show in America. All right, a quick little 3-minute break, and then we'll be back to talk Texans and Bengals. Don't go away. Yes, sir.
You know, we only get one life. You know, if we're not doing what we were created to do, we are wasting time. People are waiting on us. They're waiting for us to reach them with our purpose. You know, I don't want to waste any more time. It's time to think, discuss, read, pray, push ourselves. It's time to figure it out. What's your soul motivation? Come on and take a picture, but I'm not saying empty rhymes this time. I'm out to get you, so I'ma write it down. Why? Cause if I'm out around, I want you to repeat every word you heard me spitting. Here's why. I got a funny feeling that you feeling funny. See you drinking in the corner and your nose is kind of runny. I used to hold that corner down, but I like to think I found one loss, high cost. Now you looking at the boss. See, now I love my brother, the more than any other. I learned to love myself, can't help but feeling like no other. Nobody else like me, I love it that way endlessly. And can you see me riding down your street with you right next to me? Hands up, windows down, feeling love all around. It all starts with the sound of your heart beating now. Can you finally see it now? You got the greatness, you don't need to fake to sing it now. Will you go where you wanna go? Will you do what you wanna do? What's your soul motivation? Will you follow through? Cause in this life we have a chance to change what we want to. So find your soul motivation and follow through. Okay. You don't have to be another casualty, another lost one, another fantasy that never comes to be. A dreamer with no dream. If it was up to me, I'd leave it up to you to see what you wanna see. Endless possibility, no matter who your parents be or what outside your window be. All have opportunity, it's all inside your mind. And you can find your peace within you if you find the time. So now's the time to listen to the advice I'm giving. I promise if you just try, you can see what is written on the wall of your life. But there is no giving up. You gotta push on and pursue. When it's hard, it's just you versus the world. It's true. Yeah. Well,
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show on this fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday. As we got a lot going on today, man. It's a football weekend. The NFL, college football is back. If you're new to the show, man, once again, I do this Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time, all right? But just on an audio platform on the DougStewartShow.com. Go to the DougStewartShow.com when you get a second, man, and become a premium member. If you like what you hear at the end of the day, become a premium member. It costs $4 a day. And you hear that real sports talk, like the great Wu-Tang said back in the day. You want to hear that real hip-hop? You want to hear that real sports talk? That's where you can do it. So that, once again, that's the DougStewartShow.com. There's a little tab at the top that says become a premium member and join up, man. We have more fun around here than you can shake a stick at. I'm going to start reading some of your chat messages in the chat rooms on YouTube Live as well as Facebook Live here in a second. If you're new to the show as well, we have different themes to the week. And so on Monday, we kind of recap what happened over the weekend. On Tuesday, we paid tribute to a particular artist, legendary musical artist. Usually it's like hip-hop or something like that. Wednesday is a Woman Wednesday, and we pay homage to women. Yeah, we do. It's a long story with that, but I got into a little tiff with the ladies that listen to the show, man. And so we had to give them their own damn day. Thursday is Throwback Thursday. We go back to a year like in the past and talk about everything that happened in that year in sports, entertainment, and beyond. And then today is a Friday where we kind of recap what happened over the week, talk about the weekend and what's coming up and all of that good stuff. All right. Once again, you can call the show live at 404-822-5467. Also, man, if you're watching on YouTube Live and or Facebook, whichever one you're watching on, clearly you are because that's where we're doing the show from right now. You can donate to the show. That's right. You'll see a little link where you can donate through PayPal, $1, $2, $3, $4, $5,000 if you like. What? Asking you shall receive. Asking you shall receive. All right. So if you got an extra $5,000 just hanging around, just laying around, I mean, we will take that. Yes, sir. Shut up, studio audience. I got a crabby studio audience, man. So, yes, definitely you'll see the link where you can donate to the show, man. Anything and everything helps, man, so that we can continue to push this agenda of that real sports talk radio, all right? So last night, Deshaun Watson ran 49 yards for a touchdown in his first NFL start and led the Houston Texans, whose depleted offense was a big issue last night, to a late clinching field goal and a 13-9 victory over the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday night. Baller award to them. Yes, sir. Yeah. Deshaun says, quote, "I was just trying to make a play. I found a hole and broke away," he said. And I always talk about making a play. So for you that don't know, I played football my entire life. I played a couple of years in college as well. And that's the difference between playmakers and just guys on the team is making a play. When I hear a player says, "I was just trying to make a play," you got to absolutely love that. That's what it's all about, making a play. I remember coaches saying that all throughout my life. I need somebody to make a play. Just don't go out there going through the motions. Make a play. And for Deshaun Watson to mention that and talking about his game and his play last night is big. He showed up in a black tuxedo. It was his 22nd birthday, and the man had a party. Yes, sir. Yeah. He really showed that style and that flash that led him and the Clemson Tigers to 2 national championships, winning the second last year, obviously against the Alabama Crimson Tide, and getting drafted in the first round by the Houston Texans. The Bengals, 0-2, have failed to score a touchdown in their 2 games to open the season for the first time in 50 years. They are the first team since the 1939 Eagles to open the season with 2 home games and fail to get in the end zone, according to information from Elias Sports Bureau. Watson was 15 of 24 for 125 yards with 3 sacks and no interceptions. He ran 5 times for 67 yards, and he became the first rookie to win his first start on the road in a primetime game since the Eagles, Joe Webb did it back in 2010. That's not a lot to brag about if Joe Webb is the last guy to do it. I got to be honest with you. So the Texans lost 2 cornerbacks. They lost Jonathan Joseph. I mentioned him a little bit earlier, another South Carolina guy that played at the University of South Carolina. They also lost Kevin Johnson, who hurt his knee in the third quarter and was out for the game as well. Next up for the Texans, man, they played the New England Patriots. They're 1-8 against the Patriots, including a 34-16 playoff loss last season, which if you ask me, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show and you're watching the Doug Stewart Show, if you ask me if they had any semblance of a quarterback last year, the Houston Texans could have beat the New England Patriots, but such was not the case. But they got this young kid, this young Jedi, I like to call him, and Deshaun Watson, bringing that funk to the Houston Texans. I talked about this ever since Billy O'Brien decided to bench Tom Savage, who was the starting quarterback for game 1. I always thought that Deshaun Watson should have been the starter. You've actually got a lot of people arguing and defending Tom Savage as far as keeping his job, the starting job for the Texans. And I don't get that at all. Tom Savage has always been, I think he's been in the NFL for like 4 years. He's always been and going to be a backup. Deshaun Watson is the future. And I love this kid, man. I love his upside. I love his ability to run. Last night was just electric. And whenever you have a dual threat quarterback and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, a guy with talent like that, whenever you got one of those guys on your roster, inevitably they're going to compare him to Michael Vick or Randall Cunningham or something like that, man. I just love this kid's poise. I love his athleticism. I love his poise. And I love his pedigree. Like, this dude has been a winner everywhere he's ever been. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If you didn't know, he's from the state of Georgia. He's from Beaufort, Georgia. He won state championships in high school. He still got state records. And it's not like they got crab scrub players in the state of Georgia. They put out great players all the time in this state. So he's just very accomplished in high school, obviously accomplished in college. And last night, man, gets it done in his first start in the NFL and getting a win. It wasn't pretty. Like, he didn't look like freaking Dan Marino out there, no shit like that. He didn't look like Joe Montana, but the kid stayed calm. And I guess in a situation like that, you want to see how calm a guy can be. You also want to make sure that this guy is not going to be a quarterback that's going to lose you games. And he was very tentative last night. They also had a couple of drops. So the receivers really didn't help him out a lot. DeAndre Hopkins had a couple of catches last night, but the receivers really didn't help him out a lot. And I thought he did good. I thought he did relatively good for his first time out. I do. Yeah. I really do. So, what are your thoughts about Deshaun Watson last night? What he did for the Houston Texans? What do you think, after one game, this guy and what he did for that organization? You can give us a call at 404-822-5467. All right, 404-822-5467. If you're new to the show, the chat feature is a big part of what we do around here. So when we go to the break, I'm going to read some of the messages in the chat room on YouTube.com as well as Facebook Live, whatever platform that you're listening to. We have a lot of fun with that. The people that listen to this show, I call them the Stewies and the Stewettes. And we got like this love-hate relationship a lot of times. I love them immensely, but then sometimes we got some people that listen to the show, man, that are frankly a-holes. But I love them all just the same. So I call them my Stewies and my Stewettes, people that listen to the Doug Stewart Show, people that used to listen to the Two Live Stews for many, many years here in Atlanta radio. We were also syndicated for many years, and we did TV and all of that stuff. Most of y'all that are watching right now know, my background a little bit. So we have a lot of fun with them. And so they're kind of like my co-hosts, my wingmen, my wing women, where they kind of like the co-pilots to the show, the Doug Stewart Show. So we'll get into some of their messages and see what they got to say about Deshaun Watson. Coming up here soon as well, we're going to talk about Jamil Hill, the latest on Jamil Hill. Word on the street is they tried to fire her, dog. Yeah. They tried to fire Sister Jamel word on the street. Now, I don't know how true it is, but I'm going to give you the details about what we're hearing about Jemele Hill and the chance or the thoughts of ushering her out of the door as she gave nothing but straight fire and facts about 45. I mean, she didn't lie at all. That's the whole thing about this. She didn't lie at all. It was her personal, Facebook account, or not Facebook, Twitter account, her own personal social media account. So what are you going to do? You ain't going to do much. You can't do much. And she did the show yesterday, the 6 p.m. Sports Center with Michael Smith. And when we get back from the break, I'm going to give you some details on exactly what happened or what the streets are saying happened with Jemele Hill and the Puppet Factory. That's what I call ESPN. Yeah. That's what I call a Puppet Factory. There's a lot of puppets around there. The Puppet Factory tried to get rid of her. So we're going to talk about that when we get back. We'll also read some of your messages in the chat room on YouTube as well as Facebook Live. When you're used to saying one thing all the time, you have to stop for a second and make sure you're saying the right thing. All right, so a quick break. And when we get back on the Doug Stewart Show, we'll jump into the chat room, find out what my peoples are saying about Deshaun Watson's performance last night, as well as we'll touch upon this Jemele Hill story and the latest with that on the Doug Stewart Show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A fantastic Freaky Funny Football Friday. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we'll take this quick little break and we'll be back. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show on YouTube and Facebook Live. Don't go away.
God himself tells me it's okay, but that time never comes.
Got a thug out, roll on Doug, smoke my weed, pull my gun out. What if I roll up to you and pull the hug out? That's what I do, man. Now why you got a bug out? I was 11 when I wrote my first rap. Who it was supposed to be, I didn't give a crap. All I did was dream and scheme about the bright light gleam, and a steady fill the fans hands down is the best thing in my mind. I got a chance to make it, so I'll take it. I find people who fake it, take it for granted, ain't a high time. We had a true player reveal the real things you feel, but I'm too scared to spill. But I'm a dreamer who still got a sight of cloud 9, and I know it's gonna be mine. I'm on 7 now, 2 more to go somehow. It's time for a dreamer now. Yo,
Dream all night,
yo, cause I'm a dreamer, see.
and I don't lose sight.
Cause my dreams are free.
The dream is right.
Why you wanna mess with me?
I just keep it inside.
Just let me dream.
Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Know what I mean?
Just let me dream, man. It's all I got right now with this lame hand. It's like I've got all 9s and 10s, but I do it again if I was free to let my mind just be, man. See, I know I won't be here forever, cause I'm too clever. I'm too Chris Webber, and to you, Hefner. See, I'm a superstar. I just gotta get the world to see how things really are. I dreamt it, yep, but it's time to take it to the next level. Like Aaron Neville, I like the feel of cotton, but I've gotten where I like the feel of nothing there, but now I'm up to something there. I want a picture on my shelf for myself in an Escalade, leading the parade, praising me as I turn around and praise God. And I love my job as I cruise down to Palm Beach.
I could dream all night,
Yo, cause I'm a dreamer, see.
and I don't lose sight.
Cause my dreams are free.
The dream is right.
Why you wanna mess with me?
I just keep it inside.
Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Know what I mean? I'm gonna make it in the this rap game. Cause I'm a dreamer, a believer, not a deceiver. Stealing other people's styles, I doubt and I'll never receive her. Can you achieve a level of greatness in one lifetime? Or is it true you get the fame when you start dying? I won't believe it cause I'm not done trying. These people spying me, can stop eyeing me, cause I'm high on dreams. So it seems.
I could dream all night.
Yo, cause I'm a dreamer, see.
And I don't lose sight.
Cause my dreams are free.
The dream is right.
Why you wanna mess with me?
I'll just keep it inside.
Just let me dream.
I could dream all night.
Yo, cause I'm a dreamer, see.
And I don't lose sight.
Cause my dreams are free.
The dream is
what you wanna do. What you say?
All right, so welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Chat room is popping. Yeah, chat room is popping, man. Thank you so much for the participation. All right, so in the background, you hear my man Chris Swan, a.k.a. Loopy. We're going to talk to him a little bit later today on the show, man, as he has allowed us to use his music. What? I can't pay for no damn music. Damn, y'all studio audience, y'all are ignorant, man. I can't pay for no damn music. I ain't got the money to pay for no music. So my man Chris Swan gave us authorization to use his music, man. And pretty good stuff, man. So we're going to talk to him a little bit later today, show him a little bit of love, and do all of that stuff in hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show, as we're going to talk to him about 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. Shouts out to everybody that have posted messages in the different chat rooms, man, on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Thank you. Wow. And listen, man, let me say this right now while I'm thinking about it, before I start reading these messages on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Let me say this right now. Yesterday, my brother threw my studio under the bus. He did, man, and I was very disappointed in him. First of all, I raised the man. I mean, you would think he wouldn't throw his damn brother in his studio under the bus. But outside of that, man, this is all we got. We got to make do with what we have. Shit. Yeah. Well, when we first started out, we've been doing this show now for about 3 years, if you're tuning in for the first time. When we started out in 2014, like October 2014, we had started out using this little studio in my area. And before a little while, man, we figured we had to cut that out of the budget too. I mean, so we're doing all that we can to make it do what it do. If you haven't heard, if you don't know my background, me and my brother got exiled from the radio industry many, many years ago. True story. True story. So I'm laughing so I don't cry, but it's a true story. So we're doing what we're doing. We actually have a network, the 2 Live Studios Radio Network, where we broadcast probably like 12 different shows on the network at different points of the week. So we're doing things. We're trying to get our little hustle game on, our grind on. Is working, and I actually like my little studio. You know, we used to have a producer, Waterhead Walter, and he still comes in every once in a while, but he used to come in every day to produce the show. So I'm the engineer, I'm the host, I'm the producer, I'm the engineer, I'm all of that shit. This is my studio. And so we do the best that we can with what we have. All right, 404-822-5467 is the number to the show. Yeah, Jive Time Turkey from Tyrone Bell in the chat room says, I only saw the highlight of the run. That's all I got with this boycott of the NFL, anti-colonizers. There's a lot of people are boycotting the NFL because of the treatment of Colin Kaepernick, which has been kind of like a big theme. There's no kind of about it. It has been a big theme around here and in sports in general over the last couple of months, ever since dude opted out of his deal to go become a free agent. And so he hadn't gotten a job yet. I'm sure you know the story. So people are boycotting. There's a lot of people boycotting the NFL and not watching football. I'm not doing that, but there are a lot of people that are. From Roma Drake, she says, Roma Drake actually is Mocha Bella. She says, what up, Rel Scott and 4 other people? She shouts out to 4 other people as well. from Marvin Allen, who's the dude on Doug's computer screen. That's my producer, super producer, not Puff Daddy. That's super producer Robert Hix, coming to you live from the mothership in Washington, D.C. or Baltimore, Maryland, one of them places. Yeah. In one of those places he's coming from. So he's actually got all of the production stuff going on behind the scenes, man, and these little banners that you see on the feed on YouTube and on Facebook, man. So doing a phenomenal job, man. We really, really were pleasantly surprised at the pilot episode last week. And so today, man, we fine-tuned a couple more things, and we'll go another week and we'll fine-tune more things, and we'll fine-tune more things, and we are going to make this the biggest, most entertaining sports and guy talk show on YouTube and Facebook in the world. We are going to do that. We can definitely do that with your donations. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! We can definitely do that with your donations. You will be able to donate through PayPal on your feed through Facebook or YouTube, man. So help your boys out. 404-822-5467, 404-822-5467. Kenny Caldwell in the chat room just shouting out a bunch of people. Keesey Ingram, Jerry Hubbard, Warren Knicks fan White. You know what Warren Knicks fan White is? So I got to remember that the names that show like on Facebook or YouTube aren't the normal names that we see in the chat throughout the week, okay, on the DougStewartShow.com. And so Warren Knicks fan White is actually the Jungle Brother. Right. Right. This is a guy, this is what I call a thorn in my side. We actually had to suspend this ninja from the DougStewartShow.com because he was so belligerent. But we welcome him back with open arms because he's a subscriber to the Doug Stewart Show Monday through Friday for $4 a month. So welcome, Jungle Brother. Yeah. Welcome, Jungle Brother. Or Warren, whatever the hell your mama named you. Who else we got in the chat room? He says, Kenny Caldwell, Facebook putting everybody's government name in the chat. Well, I mean, this is the names. These are the names. He says, Facebook putting everybody's government name in the chat. Well, these are the names that you have on Facebook. So if you didn't want anybody to know your government name or what have you, then you should have just used an alias or something like that. But you didn't, so it is what it is. From, who do we have here? From Tyrone Doc Bell. For security purposes, please use my business name, Angry Black Man. Hey, man, I'm telling you, we got another universe on the Doug Stewart Show. We call it Ninjaville. And in Ninjaville, once again, we have some belligerent people that listen to the show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or Monday through Thursday now from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I just talked about one of the guys, Jungle Brother. There's a dude named Big Apple Bastard. I actually think they're the same person, but I can't confirm that. Then we got Angry Black Man. We got this person and that person, and we got all types of malcontent people in there causing all types of rifts, kicking up all types of sand, always questioning me about this, that, and the other. Let me do what I do. Y'all do what y'all do and listen, all right, and comment. But we have these people, man, that are just, sometimes they just belligerent. Now, 98% of the Stewies, or the Stewettes is what I call them for the ladies, 98% of them are phenomenal people. But then there's that 2%, like your Jungle Brothers and your Big Apple Bastards. There's a dude in there that calls himself the Big African, which I think those three people actually are the same person, but that's neither here nor there. Angry Black Man and people like that. But we tend with them, and we do what we do once again on the Doug Stewart Show and keep the train rolling. Yeah, we do what we do. We do what we do. Yeah. So the number to the show is 404-822-5467, 404-822-5467. Because of this new platform, so we got a lot of new people in that just, are on Facebook, and they don't have the maybe the time or the opportunity to listen to the radio show Monday through Friday. And so they're checking me out for the first time. Thank you for tuning in. I keep listening. We got some great guests coming on today. which you'll actually be able to see, which I love this, man. This is so cool. This is so 2017. So you'll be able to see live on the stream my man D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons, as we do talk about the Falcons later on today. We'll also talk to music artist Chris Swan, as I mentioned, a little bit later today as well. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Doug? This is Kurt from Alpharetta.
Kurt from Alpharetta. Good morning, man. Hold on a second, Kurt. Let me finish one more comment here. We're also going to talk to Las Vegas boxing trainer, Coach Noy Bramble. I'll tell you about the name Bramble here in a second. But Kurt from Alpharetta, how you doing, man?
Doing excellent. I can't complain, man. Congrats on your Facebook Live show.
Man, I appreciate it. What you got?
Hey, I wanted to talk about the football game yesterday and Deshaun Watson. I wanted to see what you thought about his performance yesterday as being the only person that scored the touchdown, a rookie yesterday.
Yeah, he did phenomenal. Maybe you're just tuning in. I talked about it during the first segment. He did phenomenal for his first time out. In relative terms, I think he did phenomenal. And the big thing about Deshaun Watson is the poise that this guy showed. And you can tell Billy O'Brien didn't want to really risk a lot of things. He didn't want to put him out there on an island where he had to be the guy to win that game for him last night. So they didn't throw the ball a lot. They got hella injuries on the offense. They were missing 3 tight ends. They got hella injuries on the defense. So they were definitely depleted last night. I didn't really talk about it before when I talked about Deshaun Watson and the Texans winning last night. The Cincinnati Bengals are sorry as shit. Yeah. I've already put out there's several teams in the NFL this year that may go 0 for. When I say 0 for, that means they may go 0 for 16. Right. It's 0 for. All right. And they got so much talent. I kind of want to add them to the list along with the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. I kind of want to add them to the list, but last night wasn't good. They haven't scored a touchdown in 2 NFL games. You're talking about pros. Andy Dalton is garbage. He is trash. Yes. And so, studio audience agrees with me. Andy Dalton is trash. That team is playing horribly right now. They have so much talent, though, you don't think that it's going to last. We will see. When we get back from the break, man, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, we're going to talk about the latest on Jemele Hill and this controversy and her calling 45 a white supremacist. I mean, I don't understand it. Look like a duck, walk like a duck. It's a damn duck. So we're going to find out what's going on with Jemele Hill when we get back from the break. 3 minutes. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show.
Feeling defeated, feeling like my only option give up. Cause they see it like I need a reason to stand up, or reason to try, or reason to spell my name out to the PPY. I can tell you, sounds like loser, but I know that ain't me. I'm giving into the forces trying to annihilate me. But this is my time now, so get in line and see. I'm starting over and I'm older and I'm wiser times 3 years.
If you wanna feel your heart, my friend, you know you can always just start again. Every time you feel like it's all too much, close your eyes and visualize your back and touch. If you wanna feel your new life begin, you know you can always just start again. Today is the day to do it. Now just open your eyes.
But today's the day to do whatever needs to be done. So you can start the day at 0, but push on to 1. Cause once you do, you see the progress that has just begun. Zero's a memory into a dream that you've overcome. It ain't so hard what you believe in when the war in your head. You're the only one keeping you down and keeping your shame fed. See, I bled before, but now I'm scared to bleed again. But I'm free to exceed my expectations and pen for
if you wanna feel your heart, my friend, you know you can always just start again. Every time you feel like it's all too much, close your eyes and visualize your back know you can always just start again. Every time you feel like it's all too much, close your eyes and visualize you're back in touch. If you wanna feel your new life begin.
Yeah. All right, welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show on this fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday. Now, make sure that you vote. Make sure that you vote. Can we get you turned down, Robert, in the background there? There we go. There we go. Make sure that you vote for this week's Ball Peanuts Award. It's a long story on how we came up with the name. It's actually kind of crazy. But it goes to the Buster of the Week in sports, entertainment, and beyond. All right. And so your nominees, and you can actually go and vote on the Two Live Stews Facebook radio chat group. Your nominees are Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the press secretary for 45, the orange dude, Adrian Bronner, the boxer, for wilding out. Clearly, he's on some type of narcotics. I just don't understand it. Have you seen the video? He's crazy. He is crazy. This ninja hadn't always been wrapped too tight. And if you see this video, he's just walking through Las Vegas, man. Look like he's about to go into a casino and pushing people. And he's every bit of 5'2", 150 pounds. So I don't get it. He's nice with his hands and whatnot. But anyway, he's crazy. So he knocking people down and punched the dude out. That dude going to sue him for a couple $1 million. This is actually his lucky day getting punched out by Adrian Bronner. ESPN for supposedly about to get rid of Jamil Hill. We'll talk about that here in a second. And 45 just for breathing. Sorry, like my man Kurt from Alpharetta, you can call the show live at 404-822-5467. About to lose my damn mic here. 404-822-5467 is the number to the show. It turns out that ESPN tried to get rid of Jamil Hill. Word on the street is. A new report from Think Progress cites two sources who say that ESPN's original plan was to take Hill off the air for one night due to her comments calling President Donald Trump a white supremacist who has largely surrounded himself with other white supremacists. And I'm getting this from the Business Insider. However, according to the report, when the co-host Michael Smith, that does the SportsCenter evening show with her, said that he wouldn't do the show, he refused to do the show without her, they backed off of it. The sources say that ESPN then tried to replace her with two other hosts that were black but were rebuffed. Here's a quote. ESPN originally tried to keep Hill off the air on Wednesday evening, but Smith refused to do the show without her, sources said. Sources also said that producers reached out to two other black ESPN hosts, Michael Eaves and Elle Duncan. If you're new to the show, you haven't heard me in a while, Elle Duncan actually got her start in the business on the Two Live Stews, if you'll remember. And she's doing big things up there at ESPN right now. She's been there for probably about a year now, and she hosts SportsCenter, and she's doing big things. So they tried to reach out to Michael Eaves and Elle Duncan to ask them to come and replace her. And it doesn't really say that they were going to actually fire her. It kind of gives the impression that they were going to, make her sit out for a game or two, kind of like in sports, and then possibly bring her back down the road or fire her. And I talked about this yesterday when we got into all this conversation about it. The way it works in radio and TV is they kind of, feel the pulse of, or they get the temperature of the room. As far as holding somebody out. So if they would have suspended Jamil and they would have continued to get more requests and people saying, yeah, you should fire her or whatever, or the listeners or the viewers wouldn't have missed her that much, then chances are they would have fired her. But if they got a lot of outrage and, I guess support from saying, bring her back and, people requesting that she come back on the show, then maybe she would have kept her job. That's kind of like how it works. So that's where they were at. And shouts out to Michael Eaves, man, and to Elle Duncan and to Michael Smith, from what I understand, and supporting her because it is crazy. And now Michael Smith, word on the street is, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I don't really know him that well. I know Jamil casually, never really met Michael Smith before when we were doing ESPN's First Take for those years. We did it for probably 5 years, almost 6 years. So word on the street, if you remember what happened between him and Hugh Douglas, who used to be on ESPN, Word on the street is that Michael Smith tried to throw Hugh Douglas under the bus behind scenes that ultimately led to his firing. I don't know about that. That's what the streets say. And so it's good stuff. Baller award to them on a Friday. You know, they get cash. Cha-ching. Baller award to them for supporting Jemele Hill. Because here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, it's her social media account. What's that? The First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of what you think and your opinions. All right, so that's an amendment. That's the First Amendment right that you have. And I think ESPN is taking it a little far when they say that, you know, her comments were misconstrued or represented ESPN. If you want to tie everything that someone says, if one of your employees says to ESPN, you could, but there was no comments of her and her tweets talking about Donald Trump where she mentioned that she was a host or she was going to, you know, take this argument or this debate to the airwaves on TV or anything like that. So I think at the end of the day, you know, if ESPN would have fired her, and we're finding out that they had some thoughts about actually doing that, I think she would have owned that damn company. I think she would have sued their ass off, and I think she would have won. And so that's a big play in this. There had already been some talk. We talked about it yesterday, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We talked about it yesterday. Al Sharpton said that he would lead a boycott on ESPN if they were to fire Jemele Hill. So I think she's going to survive this. She's actually been suspended before, maybe a couple of times, but I know once in particular she was suspended from the network. Here's the thing about it, man, and my brother talked about this a lot yesterday on the Ron Stewart Show. He thinks that she did this on purpose. My brother thinks that Jemele made these comments knowing her history, knowing that she was pretty much, you know, on a short leash. And so my brother thinks that there's some type of end game to this, or she's playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers, that she has an opportunity somewhere else and that she wants out of her contract. I don't think so. I just think she got fed the hell up. Right. I think she just got fed up. And I'm telling you, man, being in media and being in the public eye for the last 17 years, I get it. You know, a lot of times I'll get on social media, man. People get real brave on social media. My brother calls them they have keyboard courage. All right. So people get real brave on social media because they know they ain't never got to see you in them streets. And as much as I tell myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people in the industry do, to ignore, you know, a belligerent fool of social media, cussing you out, profanity, talking about your mama, this, that, and the other, as much as I ignore them, and I'm able to ignore 99.9% of that 0.1%, it just pushes you off the edge sometime. And if you go back and look at the tweets, someone basically called her out on something, and it was something political, and then she started going in, and I've been there. Before you know it, you done sent 4 or 5 just destructive tweets. Before you know it. And a lot of times you wish that you didn't even dignify it with a response. And you wish after the fact that you didn't do that because you're like, man, that's a bad look. I shouldn't have done that. You know, why did I even give this guy, you know, the delight of responding to him? I mean, because Jemele, she's got like 700,000 followers on Twitter. And so if 1 or 2 assholes say something to you, you should just let it slide off your back like water on a duck's back. But it's not that simple. So I totally understand where she's coming from, man. And I don't think she did anything wrong. I don't think she lied at all. Pretty much everything she said about Donald Trump is the truth. So I don't get it. I do get it, though. I do get it. There's a huge segment of society that voted for Donald Trump. Obviously, he became president. There's a lot of people that support him, no matter what crazy, silly thing that he does week in and week out. And those people are very vocal. Those people are very vocal. And at the end of the day, listen, I'm supporting Jemele, and I think she just lost it. I think she just, you know, couldn't take it anymore. But at the end of the day, she knew better. She knew better to go there to that depth with the platform that she has. I think she's phenomenal at what she does. She knows her sports. A lot of times guys will say, well, so-and-so is there just because they're a woman, or so-and-so. Some people say so-and-so is just there because they're black or whatever. Jamel know her shit. I mean, there's no denying that. Real good. It's got the background, professional as hell. She knows what she's doing, so you can't take it away from her. I like what she said. I agree with everything she said. I do think that it's her personal opinion. She can say whatever the hell she wants. Once again, that's your First Amendment right. But at the end of the day, she knew better. She knew better. She knew she couldn't go to that depth, okay? And if she didn't know then, she definitely knows now. So we'll see what happens, man. But word on the street is the Puppet Factory was trying to get rid of her ass. And so I'm actually glad that they didn't. It looks like she's going to withstand this. And you know what? If it continues, maybe it's not over yet. You know, maybe she's still got an uphill climb as far as staying employed there. But we'll see. We'll see. But that's the latest on the Jemele Hill story, man, if you've been paying attention. All right. Just like that. Yeah, just like that, an hour of the Doug Stewart Show is in the books. When we get back from the break, it'll be the top of the hour. We got a couple of interviews we got coming up, man. Once again, we're going to talk to D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons, at about 11:15 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to talk to my man Chris Wan, music artist that you hear in the background right here. Yeah. We're going to talk to them about 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then hour number 3 at about 12:30 p.m., we're going to talk to boxing trainer Noy Bramble. So I've mentioned it a couple times. Noy Bramble, if you're a boxing fan, is the son of Livingstone Bramble, who was a great, I think he was like a welterweight back in the 80s, late 80s. And so we're going to talk to him and get his thoughts on Triple G and Canelo. That's at about 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. We also got an entertainment report. We do that every day. You know, once again, it's not all about sports around here. It's about fun and about what people are talking about. All right. So we got entertainment coming up in hour number 2 as well. A quick 3-minute break. When we get back, we'll jump in the chat room on Facebook Live and on YouTube and find out what y'all saying, dog. And dogettes. All right. Don't go away. Once again, back in 3 minutes. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
is on hold because you ran from your team, and your team is sitting wondering what's up with the dream. All because you had to quit, you felt a rip at the seams. But a smile can change a day, a week, a year, and a life. It can erase all of the pain, the weakness, fear, and the strife. And it can give you all the strength you need to head towards the light. And once you see it, you believe it, and you know it's alright. So smile now and let your neighbors see the door on your face, and let them take you to the others that are up in this space. And if we all can let this process just continue for days, then we can change the world forever in so many ways. So smile on. We only get one chance, yo, so smile on. This life we have is a gift, yo, so smile on. The spirit's easy to lift, yo, so smile on. Cause it will be too late while we're gone. We only get one chance, yo, so smile on. This life we have is a gift, yo, so smile on. The spirit's easy to lift, yo, so smile on. Cause it will be too late while we're gone. So smile on.
There we go. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah, your boy needs glasses. I definitely need glasses. The number to the show is 404-822-5467. 404-822-5467. Shouts out to Coach Noy Bramble. He's in the chat room. And we got like 600 messages on the Facebook live chat. We also got about, I can't even tell how many we got in the YouTube, man. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Bottom line. Shouts out to... Shouts out to Coach Bramble, who we will talk to at the bottom of the 12 o'clock hour, East Coast time. He chimed in the chat and said that his old man was a lightweight champion. I think I said welterweight. And the differences between these different divisions, like 5 or 6 pounds. But, I mean, it is what it is. Thank you for the information, Coach Bramble. Can't wait to talk to you at the bottom of the 12 o'clock hour once again about this big fight, Triple G versus Canelo, and get your thoughts on that. As we're coming off the heels of which was actually implicitly a sham in talking about Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather Jr. This fight here, man, and we'll get into it a little bit more later, obviously in depth when we talk to Coach to trainer Bramble out of Las Vegas. But this fight here, man, is going to be a classic. You got two guys that don't mind mixing it up. You got two guys that really let their hands go. You got two, when you got a Mexican fighter, first of all, let's be honest. If you follow boxing, you know Mexican fighters like to mix it up, period. They like to mix it up, and they take a lot of punishment. Like, you can beat the hell out of a Mexican fighter, and they're just going to keep on coming. Even though Canelo looks like he got some Irish mixed in him or whatever. But Mexican fighters just keep coming, man, and you've seen Triple G, just accurate. Like, both of these guys are so precise in what they do, man. Phenomenal record. So we will talk about that later on today on the Doug Stewart Show. Vernon Hix, a.k.a. the #1 Chief Rocker Vern from Jersey, talking about Doug sitting up in there with his blind ass. Your ass blind, Vern, and you old as dirt. You old and you blind, Vern, whatever. See you this weekend at the tailgate. Falcons hosting the Green Bay Packers. So Vern is listener to the show, been rolling with us, the Two Live Stews, for a long time. And he also hosts a show on the Two Live Stews radio network. The #1 Chief Rocker, Vern from Jersey, big New York fan, New York Knicks fan, and Giants fan, and all of those crappy teams from up north. So good morning to you, Vern, to you as well. From Tyrone Bell, he says, where's Jay Fish? I need him to put up those money or that money on his boy Triple G. Speaking of Jay Fish, I'm glad you reminded me, and I think that's Angry Black Man. I don't think he wants me to call him his government name. His boss might be listening right now. Today on the Two Live Stews radio network, we've got a special episode with John Fisher of a new radio show on the network debuting. So it's going to be him and my man Mandeleon, and the name of the show is called Man Behind the Mic. All right, so that's coming on today. What time do we have that scheduled for? 2 p.m. today at 2livestewsradio.com. All right, so Mandeleon and John Fisher, Cooking with the Microwave, Patty Cake Microwave, are doing a show today called Man Behind the Mic, and that's at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, while I'm here, I might as well remind you, that on 2livestewsradio.com as well. You've got Marcus Harper Sports Talk with Soul tomorrow at 9 a.m. We've also, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, got the BS3 Sports Talk show. And then backing up a little bit, before Marcus Harper's Sports Talk with Soul tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, we've got my man Rob Calloway with a Black College Football Sports Talk show at 8 a.m. on 2livestewsradio.com. That's right. First time on the network. Yeah. First time on the network. Rob Calloway, man, is the one of the authorities on Black College football, man. So he's going to kind of get you ready for the weekend action in HBCU football, and that's 8 a.m. tomorrow morning live on 2livestewsradio.com. All you do is click on the link, and you'll see the live symbol in like a little red and white box saying that the show is actually live. And so that's at 9 or 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then he's followed by Marcus Harper and the BS3 Sports Show. 404-822-5467, 404-822-5467 from Thomas Dickey. Oh, what up, Thomas Dickey? What up, homeboy? He says, Doug, my birthday next Friday, sir. All right, so remind me, we'll give you a birthday shout out. So when we do the entertainment report in hour number 2, coming up here in about 30 minutes today, when we do the entertainment report, we talk about, you know, celebrities who have birthdays that particular day. And then we also talk about an entertainment story or two. Speaking of which, today's entertainment story is Russell Wilson's balls. Pause. Whoa. You'll understand when we get into it. Russell Wilson's balls. Pause. Yeah, so that's coming up in about 30 minutes here on the Doug Stewart Show. 404-822-5467, 404-822-5467 from Sid. He says, and I'm going to stop saying last names from Facebook and from YouTube because y'all might be at y'all desk in your cubicle at work and your boss might be listening to the Doug Stewart Show and you up here chatting in somebody's chat room while your ass should be working. I'm going to stop giving last names. So my man says, Sid, Big L, I'm a storm victim. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What? So wait a minute, Sid. You mean to tell me that your ass supposed to be at work and you called in sick talking about you a victim of Hurricane Harvey or Irma or whatever? Come on, man. No, I don't want to be no parts of that. I don't want to be an accomplice to no foolery like that. Lorenzo Ketchum. Oh, damn it. I'm sorry, Lorenzo. I hope your boss ain't listening. Lorenzo says, Mandelion, we need to hear your music today, sir. All right, so here's the thing here. All right, this is a good point. This is a good time to bring this up, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If you are an artist, an independent artist, and you'd like to hear your music featured on the Doug Stewart Show, just email me the tracks, MP3 form, at doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and make sure that you give us authorization to use it, all right, when you send it in the body of the email. Say, yeah, I'll allow the Doug Stewart Show and Stewart Media and Entertainment, 2 Live Stews Radio, I allow them to use this music like my man Chris Swan did, and like last week, Pink Gator did. And we'll feature you on the show if your music is good. Now, if your music is crappy, we're not going to play that shit. I'm just telling you. I'm just going to be honest with you. But that's nothing to really even worry about because it has to be, because we hard up for some music that we can use, pause once again. If your music is halfway decent, we're going to give it a run, all right, because we need music, all right? We can't, and this is why we need you to donate to the show straight through PayPal, safe and secure. So at some point we can buy a license so we can play popular music or whatever that you hear on radio. But until then, we can't do it. So if your music ain't just real shitty, we gonna play it. We are. We gonna play it. We gonna play it. So shoot me some music at doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will definitely get it on. Yeah. Mandelion, who's going to do this show with John Fisher, today at 2 p.m. He's actually an artist. He's got music. Yeah, man, DeLeon, give me some of your music, man. I know your music ain't crappy. We play it all the time, regularly throughout the week on the radio show, online radio show. And so shoot me some music, bro. I got you covered. I break artists around here, too. Oh. Yeah, this is a good time to mention this. If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, you, my family member, my cousin or something like that, or you went to school with me in high school or college, and you may not have known this, but I recently found out a couple of months ago that I have the gift of song. Right. I have the gift of song. I actually can sing. And so, you know, kind of break up the monotony every once in a while, I'll belt out a tune, man. And the listeners to the show absolutely love it. Like they tell me all the time, you should stop doing radio. You do radio great. I mean, you're fantastic at that, obviously. You do radio great, man, but you're actually a better singer than you are a sports talk radio host. We need more Doug Stewart, more Doug Stewart, more Doug Stewart, more Doug Stewart, more Doug Stewart. So periodically throughout the week, I haven't done it in a while. I've been super busy. Periodically throughout the week, man, I sing. And the Stewies love it. I mean, they'd rather hear me sing than talk sports. Honestly, they would. And so, you know, when you get down with the Doug Stewart Show, you get all types of different benefits. Hot sports talk, real sports talk, keep it real sports talk, and probably the best singing since Luther Vandross. That's right. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. When we get back, we will have on my man, and he frat as well. Shouts out to the Qs. When we get back, we're going to have on D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons. Talk about the Falcons and what happened last weekend in the game against the Chicago Bears, as well as we're going to talk about the big matchup this Sunday night as they host the Green Bay Packers. D-Land coming up next. Don't go away.
Come on and take a picture, but I'm not saying that. Since I'm in store for a new life, I think twice about the reward. I could be under my belt, I finally could start to understand the way that I felt. And if I ever start to lose my mind, I find what can help. A breath of fresh air, cause that's where my sanity's held. I used to spend my mental on the sentimental, but now I figure I can linger only so long before I go on. So long to yesteryear, cause now the future's here. I need to just breathe, cause I get gasping for air constantly.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah, welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. At the bottom of the hour, we're set to talk to the guy that you hear in the background right now. My man Chris Swan here on the Doug Stewart Show on YouTube and YouTube Live. Do we have our guest ready? Yes, we do. So right now on the line joining me is my man D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons here on the Doug Stewart Show. D. Led, what's up?
Hey, Doug, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you for coming on, bruh. Bruh, you look custom made from head to toe, bruh. You look like Ric Flair. You look like the black Ric Flair, bruh.
Okay, that's good.
Hey, so we wanted to have you on. Obviously, the NFL season is here, and the Atlanta Falcons trying to come back from the big disappointment last year in the Super Bowl. Let's start back from last week and talk a little bit about the Bears game first. The Falcons come away with the win, but a little bit uneasy in some portions of the game. Talk about, what you took away from last week's victory in Chicago against the Bears.
Yeah, a little sloppy. They did rush the passer pretty good. I'll start with something positive. 4 sacks, 8 pressures. Mike Glennon was trying to quick game them, but defensively they missed 11 tackles. That's not going to work on most Sundays. And then offensively, they didn't do a good job of running the football or getting it to Julio Jones. They stalled 2 times in the red zone. A couple penalties hurt them there. And also the second-year right guard, Wes Schweitzer, he had a tough matchup with Akeem Hicks and had some pretty bad plays out there. But, first time out there, they're going to stay with him and try to coach him up.
Yeah, we're talking to D. Orlando Ledbetter on the Doug Stewart Show right now on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live. So you make some very interesting points. I think going into the season, watching what the Falcons did in preseason, like there was a lot of concern about the offense. The offense actually looked pretty good last week, but the defense, which everybody thought that we could depend on, man, kind of struggled against what I would call a sorry Bears team.
Yeah, they were coming up a 3-13 season. They did have the good running back. The wide receivers are, nondescript. Kevin White ended up getting hurt. He was their high draft pick, the seventh overall pick. But, yeah, the defense was all those young guys. We're expecting them to automatically make that jump up in their second year. And some of them third year, Grady and Beasley in their third. So we didn't really see that in the first game, and I think a lot of it, Doug, was due to the fact that they had the 11 missed tackles. You can't do that. That's extra yardage. The penalties didn't help you. Deion kept a drive alive, throwing Tariq Cohen from NCA&T out of bounds. They didn't cover him very well out of the backfield. They had a lot to come out of this game and improve on the defensive side of the ball.
Talking to D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons here on the Doug Stewart Show. D-Led, where are you at? It looks like, are you at Mercedes-Benz or are you in Flowery Branch where the team facilities are?
I'm in Flowery Branch in our new media room, getting ready for practice here at 12:30. And that'll be the last practice of the week. And then talk to Coach Quinn after practice today in the open locker room session.
One side about the Bears game from last week, Tariq Cohen kind of emerged, and me and you are from the MEAC conference. You went to Howard. I went to South Carolina State. So we've seen this kid over the last couple of years. Everybody's comparing him to Darren Sproles. What are your thoughts about him?
Yeah, I told Keith Armstrong last week, I said, hey, I was at the homecoming game last year. He was running a jet sweep, and he stopped in the middle and turned around and went the other way.
Yeah.
Went 80 yards on the Mighty Bison. And he did the same thing against the Falcons. Brooks Reed was caught off guard. He got around the corner, made Deion miss, and got up the field for 46 yards. He's a tough little runner. very fast and shifty, and I think the Darren Sproles comparison is valid.
Yeah. Talking to D'Orlando Ledbetter on the Doug Stewart Show on this fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday. So once again, from the preseason, which they really struggled, everybody was talking about, the relationship between Steve Sarkisian and Matt Ryan. It seems like they figured it out. What's Coach Quinn said or had to say, or what's Coach Sarkisian had to say about, them and Matt Ryan and Steve Sarkisian getting on the same page?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest story going into the season. They changed their whole operation around, went with first-time coordinators in Sarkisian and Manuel, got rid of veteran coaches like Brian Cox and Richard Smith. And how are these young NFL coaches going to handle this new responsibility? Coach Quinn felt the operation was solid in the first week. The communication and the calls getting to the players, that's what he's concerned about with regards to his coordinators. He thought Sarkisian and Manuel did a good job. We actually have a story coming out on Sunday, be posting today here, about the operation of the coordinators in the first game on AJC.com. And one of the things was Sarkisian didn't run any bootlegs or rollouts. He let Matt stay in the pocket and function that way against the Bears. And that's a dramatic change from the Kyle Shanahan offense. So we have been looking for changes. We saw a pretty major one in that first game.
Yeah, so I picked the Falcons and the Oakland Raiders to go to the Super Bowl. And I'm not usually a homer like that. I'm not just going to pick a team just because I'm in the city. I love the Falcons. I love all of the sports teams. I want them to do well. So I normally don't do this if I don't think that it's actually the case. I got the Falcons and the Raiders going back to the Super Bowl. What are your thoughts, and what do you kind of, gather and being around the team every day about the terrible loss in the Super Bowl, and I guess the mentality of the team coming back after that letdown going into the 2017 season?
Yeah, we talked to the team. They've and actually psychologists around the country did a story on that over the summer on what they're dealing with, what the hurdles are that they have to overcome physically, mentally, and so forth. And they're immense. They're so big that nobody's ever made it back to the Super Bowl as a losing team since 1994. I was a little bit slimmer back then. That's so far that goes back. But the fact that they dealt with it, they talked about it, they went on shows, they even made commercials about it. It's going to come up, so they're going to have to deal with it. It's certainly going to come up the week of the New England game, and they're going to have to deal with it then. But the fact that they're back out on the field playing football gives them a kind of a respite from all of the hangover talk. They have to go out and handle their business on the field for it to go away. And for it to totally go away, they have to go back and win a Super Bowl. It's just that simple.
Pushing it forward, the Falcons host the Green Bay Packers at the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium this weekend, Sunday Night Football, prime time. Falcons destroyed this team last year in the same city. What are the keys to the game coming in for Green Bay as well as for the Falcons?
Well, both of the defenses have been retooled and improved. Green Bay started 5 different guys last week against Seattle. Those cornerbacks that Julio was stiff-arming all the way down the field last year are not going to be on the field on Sunday. So how much improved or the defenses will be the key to this game. The Packers got Morgan Burnett from Georgia Tech and North Clayton County here playing in a lot of different spots, and it's kind of a monster wolfman type of thing. So, wherever he's at, that's where they think the ball's going to be. So, they've got some tweaks. Don Capers got out of his 3-4, stop the presses. He didn't run it that much last week. So, however much ground they've improved with Mike Daniels and Kenny Clark up front, that's gonna be a match in their favor against Schweitzer, Levitri, and Mack. Mack's gonna have to control both. He can't control both of them. So, however they're dominating up front could turn this game in the Packers' favor. The Falcons defensively got to cover space. They can't let any open guys get in the open field and do damage. And the Packers have a lot of guys that can do that. Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, Ty Montgomery, the big tight end, Martellus Bennett. And if they want to run it at you, they can put Lance Kendricks in there and go 2 tight ends and try to run some power. But we know McCarthy's, paid lip service to the run game in the past. But last week against Seattle, he stayed with it. And, it wasn't a pretty 17-9 win, but he got one. So I think, however, the defenses or how much they're both improved will dictate if we have another shootout like we had last year, 33-32 in the regular season. I don't see a blowout either way in this one. And Falcons' defensive front should have some advantages against the Packers' offensive line.
Wow, great stuff. Hey, D-Led, before I let you go, I'd be remiss if I didn't get your opinion about the Howard Bison with the biggest upset in college football history, your alma mater. And also, what are your thoughts as they come to Orangeburg for South Carolina State's homecoming? What are your thoughts about the Bison?
Well, yeah, I would have scheduled the Bison as a homecoming. We haven't been winning a lot lately, not since Steve Wilson left and Coach Willie Jeffries, a shared South Carolina Howard coach. But Coach Mike London has come in and reestablished the winning attitude. We got Kaylee Newton from Georgia to come up there. We got some kids that have been taking some L's up there for the last few years, and they seem like they've gotten tired of it. We got a nice tailback and Phil Y'all and some guys on defense who can get after. We'll be over in Richmond 2 o'clock on Saturday to handle Coach London's old team, the Richmond Spiders. And by the time we get down to Orangeburg, we'll be battle-tested and ready to spoil y'all's homecoming.
That's what's up. Hey, D-Led, man, appreciate the time, brother. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Doug.
There he is, D. Orlando Ledbetter on the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. So, D-Led has to be super proud as an alumni of Howard University, as they had the biggest upset in college football history, beating UNLV. 45-point underdog, and they found a way to win. So good step. But when they come to Orangeburg to face them Bulldogs, it's a wrap, all right? So we're going to take a quick 3-minute break, and then when we get back, we're going to talk to my man Chris Swan, a.k.a. Loopy, and talk about his music that you hear, all right? Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show.
Take a trip just for that.
You know, we only get one life. You know, if we're not doing what we were created to do, we are wasting time. People are waiting on us. They're waiting for us to reach them with our purpose. You know, I don't want to waste any more time. It's time to think, discuss, read, pray, push ourselves. It's time to figure it out.
What's your soul motivation? What's your soul motivation? What's your soul motivation?
Okay, I'm rapping with ya. Come on and take a picture. But I'm not saying empty rhymes this time, I'm out to get ya. So I'ma write it down why. Cause if I'm out around, I want you to repeat every word you heard me spitting. Here's why. I got a funny feeling that you feeling funny. See you drinking in the corner and your nose is kinda runny. I used to hold that corner down, but I like to think I'm found. One loss, high cost. Now you looking at the boss. See, now I love my brother, the more than any other. I learned to love myself, can't help but feeling like no other. Nobody else like me, I love it that way endlessly. And can you see me riding down your street with you right next to me? Hands up, windows down, feeling love all around. It all starts with the sound of your heart beating now. Can you finally see it now? You got the greatness, you don't need to fake to sing it now.
Will you go where you wanna go? Will you do what you wanna do? What's your soul motivation? Will you follow through? Cause in this life we have a chance to change what we want to. So find your soul motivation and follow through.
Okay, you don't have to be another casualty.
Yo. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. A real sports talk, that real hip-hop, that real entertainment talk, man. The number to the show is 404-822-5467. Shouts out to D-Led, who joined us from Flowery Branch. That's the Falcons training facility here in Georgia. But right now on the line, man, we've been featuring this music all day. My man Chris Swan, a.k.a. Loopy, joining me on the Doug Stewart Show. What up, Chris?
Yeah, man. What's going on, Doug?
Hey, man. First of all, I appreciate you allowing us to use your music, man. You got some good stuff, man. How long have you been, recording?
Yeah, man. I'm 40 years old, man. So I'm getting old, But I've been doing it since I was 12, man. Writing songs, recording songs, and just been doing it my whole life. I also gig around town and do the live, gig stuff where I'm playing cover songs. But my passion is definitely doing my own music and doing, hip hop that inspires people, motivates people. So I just started the Soul Motivation Records in June. So this is pretty a new, new endeavor, pretty new. It's just been a few months. And that record came out on June 1st, stuff you've been hearing. So yeah, man, it's been a lifelong passion and I'm excited to keep going.
Talking to Chris Swan right now on the Doug Stewart Show on the 2 Live Stews radio network, the DougStewartShow.com. But today live on Facebook Live and YouTube Live as well. So where are you from originally?
Yeah, I live in St. Louis now, but I'm from Michigan, man. I grew up way up in northern Michigan in a little town called Gaylord, which is called the Alpine Village.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you a Michigan fan or are you a Missouri football fan?
Well, man, I grew up a U of M fan, Michigan. Yeah. So
right.
Michigan fan. I actually wanted to go to U of M, go to college there, but it just didn't work out. But yeah, now, moving to Missouri, I've been here quite a while now. So I think I've kind of made the transfer over to being, you got to be a Mizzou fan and I, a hockey fan. I didn't really get into hockey till I got down here either. So I'm a Blues fan before I'm a Red Wings fan. I get a lot of flack from that, from home on that one.
That's what's up. We're finishing up with Chris Swan on the Doug Stewart Show. You hear his music in the background. So do you, being in St. Louis, the obvious question, you do hip hop, you rap, you're in the music industry. The obvious question is, have you ever met with, do you get down with, do you vibe with Nelly and the Saint Lunatics and that whole crew or what?
Yeah, man. I've actually never met, well, that's not true. I met Murphy Lee once. I did a TV show here and he was one of the guests. So I got to be on a show with him, but I've never met him. I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan of Nelly and all those dudes. I have a lot of respect for what they've done for St. Louis and putting St. Louis hip hop on the map. So I'm definitely trying to follow in those footsteps and hoping someday I'll be able to kind of get down with them and hang out with them. I'd still love them, and I still listen to Nelly and the Lunatics. So hopefully someday I'll get to meet them. We have a few mutual friends. I know some guys in the industry that have worked with them, so I get to hear some of the behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, man, someday.
Awesome. All right, so where can people find your music at, man? Chris Swan.
Yeah, man, soulmotivationrecords.com. That's the place for everything. We got music and all that different stuff. Oh, yeah, there's a thing at the bottom there.
Right.
Yeah, good job.
We got the production going on, brother.
Look at this. This is some pro shit here, man. I love it. I love it, dude. Yeah, man, looks good. So soulmotivationrecords.com. Come say hi. Check out the music. You can get some free music there, actually. Just hit the free music button. You get a free download. Check out some of the music and say hi. I'd love to see you guys there.
That's what's up. Hey, once again, man, thank you so much for letting us use your music. And good luck to you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. You got it.
There he is, Chris Swan, right there on the Doug Stewart Show. All right, so today, what's today's date? Today's date is September 15th, 2017. Celebrating a birthday today, man, in the world of entertainment. Tommy Lee Jones, actor, turned 70 years of age. Big fan of Tommy Lee Jones. What's his major roles? Marshall Samuel Gerald in The Fugitive. And also he was Agent K in MIB, Men in Black. Colonel Chester Phillips in Captain America, the First Avenger. So y'all know Y'all know who Tommy Lee Jones is. He's a bit actor, been around forever. He's actually more than a bit actor. I shouldn't even call him that. That's disrespect. Did y'all know that he attended Harvard and he was actually roommates with Al Gore? I had no clue. See, you learn something new every day listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Shut up. They do. They do learn something every day listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Also today celebrating a birthday is former quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, Dan Marino. Marino turns 55 years of age today. Happy birthday to him. Dan Marino became the first quarterback to top 5,000 yards in a season in 1984, while also throwing for a record 48 touchdown passes that were surpassed by Tom Brady. You remember the year they went to the Super Bowl? They actually lost in the Super Bowl that year to the Giants. And Randy Moss is on that squad. But Dan Marino held the record of 48 touchdowns. And he also was the first quarterback to pass over 5,000 yards back in 1984. Real good quarterback, obviously. Pete Carroll, quarterback or head coach now of the Seattle Seahawks. I was about to mention something about USC. But Pete Carroll, head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, turned 65 years of age today. Happy birthday to him. People forget. People actually forget that Pete Carroll, his first time coaching in the NFL was with the New York Jets, and they were sorry. They went 6-10. But you know what? You live and you learn and you grow. So happy birthday to Pete Carroll. And also today, celebrating his 23rd birthday, is the point guard for the Atlanta Hawks, Dennis Schroeder. Happy birthday, Dennis Schroeder. Yeah. Dennis Schroeder being from Braunschweig, Germany. Dennis Schroeder turns 23 years of age today. Happy birthday to him. And that's it. That's all of the birthdays. We don't have any listeners, any Stewie's birthdays today. If you have a birthday coming up, shoot me an email at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com, or even if it's a family member, you got an anniversary or something like that, shoot me an email at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. We love giving birthday shouts out. Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, and so that one little entertainment story I was telling you about, man, Russell Wilson's representatives tell the media that Russell was simply an ambassador of a company at one point, but no longer has active agreement, active involvement in a company that sells edible balls. Yeah, Russell Wilson, man, was at one point part of a company that sold edible balls. The Tasty Edible Balls business is blowing up in his face right now, though, according to two former employees who claims that they got stiff-armed when their paychecks were supposed to come. The Seahawks quarterback is being sued along with a food company called Eat the Ball, which makes bread in the shapes of footballs, baseballs, basketballs, soccer balls, all types of balls. All right, so, all right, y'all get the gist of it, man. I'm very uncomfortable talking about this damn story, so y'all know what I'm saying. Right. Russell Wilson did some promotion for a company that sells edible balls, and the people feels like they're getting done wrong or whatever, suing the company, and they're including him in the lawsuit. That's all it is. I'm not talking about Russell Wilson and his balls or no balls or eating balls or edible balls or nothing else. Period. Let's move on from the balls. I don't get down like that. I don't get down like that. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, man. Hey, so. Wow. So thank you to Chris Swan. Thank you to my man, Orlando Ledbetter. At the bottom of the 12 o'clock hour, we're going to talk to Coach Noy, boxing trainer Coach Noy Bramble, about the Triple G Canelo fight. I'm going to give you some of my thoughts on that. We still got to get to the Funky Four, the four biggest games in college football and the four biggest games in the NFL this weekend, so stay tuned for that. So a lot to get to today and a short time to get there here on the Doug Stewart Show, all right? You can call the show at 404-822 404-822-5467. I had to pause for a second. That's a new phone number. But give us a call if you like and talk about these sports. Give us your thoughts about sports coming up this weekend. We got a lot to do, and we're going to get to it. We're going to take a quick little 3-minute break, as customary. Speaking of which, one of y'all ninjas in the chat room talked about these damn commercials. Hey, look here, Jack. Look here, Jack. If you would donate a couple of dollars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2,500, 5,000, 50 grand. I don't know. Maybe you one of them billionaires. You got an extra meal laying around. We will take it. We get that money. We'll do damn commercial on the show. But we need the money. 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 Seriously, man. If we can get some donations, man, we really would appreciate it. You can donate to the show right now on the Doug Stewart Show, Facebook Live show, as well as the YouTube Live show, man. $1, $2, $50, $60, a lot. Whatever you got. Whatever you can spare. We'd appreciate it. We get that money, commercials go. They're out of here. All right? They're out of here. Back in 3 minutes. Don't go away.
They can do whatever needs to be done. So you can start the day at 0, but push on to 1.
Doug, smoke my weed, pull my gun out. What if I roll up to you and pull the hug out? That's what I do, man. Now why you got a bug out? I was 11 when I wrote my first rap. Who it was supposed to be, I didn't give a crap. All I did was dream and scheme about the bright light gleam. And a steady fill the fans, hands down, is the best thing in my mind. I got a chance to make it, so I'll take it. I find people who fake it, take it for granted, ain't a high time. We had a true player reveal the real things you feel, but I'm too scared to spill. But I'm a dreamer who still got a sight of cloud 9, and I know it's gonna be mine. I'm on 7 now, 2 more to go somehow. It's time for a dreamer now. Yo, dream all night. Yo, cause I'm a dreamer, see, and I don't lose sight. Cause my dreams are free. If the dream is right, why you wanna mess with me? I just keep it inside. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Know what I mean? Just let me dream, man. It's all I got right now with this lame hand. It's like I've got all 9s and 10s, but I do it again if I was free to let my mind just be, man. See, I know I won't be here forever cause I'm too clever. I'm too Chris Webber, and to you, Hefner. See, I'm a superstar. I just gotta get the world to see how things really are. I dreamt it, yep, but it's time to take it to the next level. Like Aaron Neville, I like the feel of cotton, but I've gotten where I like the feel of nothing there. But now I'm up for something there. I want a picture on my shelf for myself in an Escalade, leading the parade, praising me as I turn around and praise God. And I love my job as I cruise down to Palm Beach. I could dream all night. Yo, cause I'm a dreamer, see, and I don't lose sight. Cause my dreams are free. If the dream is right, why you wanna know?
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. My man Chris Swan, man, got that soulful, melodic thing going on about himself, man, in his music. Shouts out to him. Good stuff as we feature Chris Swan's music all day long today on the Doug Stewart Show. Welcome back to the show. Happy Friday to you. Hey, just to follow up with D-Led, the call that we had with D. Orlando Ledbetter from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Falcons come to town this weekend, taking on the or Green Bay Packers come to town this weekend taking on the Atlanta Falcons. You know what happened. The Packers took an 8-game winning streak to Atlanta for the NFC Championship game against the Falcons. It was a massacre. The Falcons held on to a 24-point lead at halftime and coasted to a 44-21 victory in the playoffs last year. Absolutely dominating. Matt Ryan finished with 392 passing yards and 4 touchdowns, plus 1 running score, with 271 yards and 3 total TDs in the first half alone. Julio Jones caught 9 passes for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 73-yarder to stay to start the second half. So the Falcons got him last year. The unit got off to somewhat of a slow start, as we talked about earlier with D-Led, as they went to Chicago and beat the Chicago Bears. Matt Ryan threw for 321 yards, including an 88-yard touchdown by tight end Austin Hooper. You can't expect that every week. No way. The Falcons' longest running play of the day went for just 7 yards. So Devontae Freeman just getting all of this money. If you're a Falcons fan, Freeman getting all of this money in the offseason, deservedly so. Tevin Coleman had a real tough day in Chicago. The longest run, once again, went for just 7 yards. So Atlanta's defense, led by third-year outside linebacker Vic Beasley, had 15.5 sacks and 6 forced fumbles last year. He had 1 sack this past weekend against the Bears. Top cornerback Desmond Trufant, who missed the playoffs last year, is back for the team as well. So the defense, man, has been the strong part of this team over the last couple of years since Dan Quinn has come to town as the head coach. And clearly that should be the case because Dan Quinn is a defensive-minded guy. He was the defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks for many years, and the years that they went to the Super Bowl and they won Super Bowl. And so, you expect the Falcons to get after their own defense. And last week was just kind of strange, man. I mean, I think, as I mentioned to D-Led, if anything, we could hang our hat on the fact that the defense is going to get after it. And they made Mike Glennon look like an average damn quarterback, which was kind of shocking because Mike Glennon is not an average quarterback. I mean, he's a shitty quarterback. He is. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Mitch Trubisky is going to be the starting quarterback there very soon. Reminiscent of what's going on in Houston right now. I mean, Trubisky is going to get that job here very soon. But the Falcons actually made Glennon look, halfway decent last week. So they got to fix that. They got to fix a lot of things, man. And if you're new to the show, once again, I am based here in ATL. I have lived in Atlanta for 22 years. I'm from the great state of South Carolina, where the best athletes in the country come from. Shut up. We do. But like the great Ric Flair used to say about Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta is my second hometown. And so I want to see the teams do well. I can't even start to explain to you, man, and I'm not going to relive this all year long. I promise you. If you're watching this show, I'm not going to relive this all year long. I cannot start to talk about how disappointing it was last year in that damn Super Bowl, man. I can't even start to tell people that have never seen me before or listened to my show daily. I can't even start to tell you how bad that shit was, man. I can't even start to tell you. I don't even want to get into it because I got issues with my blood pressure. No, really, I do. Really, I do. The most hurtful, saddening thing that I have ever seen in my sports life, and I've been following sports, I've been able to ingest and to understand and appreciate what I've been watching sports, man, since probably 1977. I'll be 48 years of age in a couple of weeks, man. And that Super Bowl loss, we all know, losing or up by 25 points and finding a way to lose that damn game, man, it still hurts. And here's the thing. I'm not even from Atlanta. Man, and it still hurts me because it's just like, really? And I've said this a couple of times this year, man. The New England Patriots, or the city of New England, has 37 sports championships. The Falcons, the Braves, the Atlanta Hawks, between them, got one stinking-ass World Series championship in 1995 with the Braves. One. And me personally, out of all of the big three sports, I mean, that's the one I would least likely to have a championship in, or like to have a championship in. I'm not that big of a baseball fan. And so that's it. 37 championships for one city in Boston and one here in the city of Atlanta. Like, that doesn't seem fair. And I don't want to question God. I got into this last week. I don't want to question God, but God, that doesn't seem fair. And I mean, everything that could go wrong in that game went wrong. I actually did a YouTube video. We were videoing the show, not with all the technology and all we have today doing this stuff on YouTube and Facebook, but we were doing like a YouTube segment of the show, just like 15 minutes. And the day after the Super Bowl, that Monday, man, I just had a meltdown. You can actually find it on YouTube. I had a meltdown, man, and it just hurts. And I can only imagine the feelings of the people from this city. I had several of my folk that went to the Super Bowl in Houston last year, man, and they were just distraught. Like, I'm sure a lot of people left this earth, man, with a heart attack or just with a broken heart after what happened, man. And as I told D-Led, I picked the Falcons to go back, and I don't normally just do that just to be the homer guy. I'm not the homer guy like that on radio. I picked the Falcons and the Oakland Raiders to go back to the Super Bowl, or the Raiders to go to the Super Bowl for the first time, the Falcons to go back. And I got the Falcons winning it all this year. If they don't get it done this year, man, you know, Matt Ryan's getting kind of long in the tooth. You do have a bunch of young players, which they're going to grow, but, you know, you're not going to have too many more opportunities to get it done, man. You also kind of got a vulnerable, you know, favorite in the league, and talking about the New England Patriots. Like, the Patriots looked like garbage last week. I've been saying it for the longest time. Tom Brady's got to hit the wall here at some point. And last week, it looked like he, you know, ran straight up into the damn wall. And so maybe the Patriots lose a step or two. And if we don't have to worry about the Patriots, and we can just, I guess, duplicate what we did last year, the Falcons should be Gucci, you know? So handle your business, man. I don't think we're ever going to forget what happened last year. Ain't nobody going to let us forget what happened last year, period. And deservedly so. We gave up a 25-point lead in a quarter and a half. Where they do that at? Huh? Where do they do that at? Where do they do that at? I mean, unheard of, man. And still to this day, and I also acknowledged this last week as well, time has passed. Enough time has passed. I do think the Patriots cheated some type of way in the second half. That's what they do. They cheat. I do. No bullshit. I didn't say anything right after. You know, I hadn't said anything for, 8 months. I didn't say a damn thing. You know? I didn't say anything because if I said something, oh, you're just a sore loser, you're just a hater, whatever, you can call me what you want. There's no way possible the Patriots should have come back and won that game. I don't give a damn who their quarterback is. I don't care who their coach is. I don't care about none of that. They shouldn't have found a way to win that game. It shouldn't have been possible. Once again, I played football my entire life. That shit don't happen. When you come back from that many points down in that amount of time, it don't happen. They had to be cheating. And don't act like they don't cheat. Right. Don't act like the Patriots don't cheat or they don't have a history of cheating. Don't act like that. They've been fined close to $2 million. Cheating ass quarterback, cheating ass coach Bill Belichick ever since he's been there. You know, Belichick had that situation where, just like I talked about Pete Carroll earlier being the head coach of the New York Jets and him being sorry as hell. Same thing with Belichick. Belichick was in Cleveland. They were sorry as hell. And Belichick took an oath. He took a vow. I think is the better term to actually use. He took a vow that if he ever got another head coaching job, that he would never, ever lose again if he had the opportunity of cheating. And he's taking it. So, damn it, I do believe they've been cheating. They found a way to win that game last year, man. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's like the freaking Twilight Zone. But I think their time on top was actually, I was going to say short like leprechauns, like the great Biggie Smalls said. Their time on top has been too damn long, and I think it's over. And I think the Atlanta Falcons, man, are going to get their opportunity this year. They got to do it now, man. It's now or never, period. It's now or never. And hopefully it is that year. Hopefully it's that year. All right. We are going to we're going to take another quick little break. Please donate to the show if you like this sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce. Donate to the show. All right. Thank you to everybody that has donated. We have gotten a couple of donations, man. I appreciate it. This is that real sports talk. All right. You can call the show at 404-822-5467, 404-822-5467. When we get back from the break, I'm going to give you my Funky Four, the 4 biggest games in college football this weekend, or at least the 4 games that I'm looking most forward to. One of these games in particular, I know y'all going to be like, what the hell you mean you're looking forward to that game? And for my own reasons. All right, so some college football talk coming up. NFL talk, I'm going to give you the Funky Four a little bit later. We still got to talk to Coach Noy Bramble at the bottom of the 12 o'clock hour. A lot to do. Coming up next, the third hour of the show, we call it the Power Hour. The Doug Stewart Show. Back in 3 minutes. Don't go away.
Feeling defeated, feeling like my only option give up. Cause they see that like I need a reason to stand up, or reason to try, or reason to spell my name out to the PPY. I can tell you, sounds like loser, but I know that ain't me. I'm giving into the forces trying to annihilate me. But this is my time now, so get in line and see. I'm starting over and I'm older and I'm wiser times 3 years.
If you wanna feel your heart, my friend, you know you can always just start again. Every time you feel like it's all too much, close your eyes and visualize your back and touch. If you wanna feel your new life begin, you know you can always just start again. Today is the day to do it. Now just open your eyes.
But today's the day to do whatever needs to be done. So you can start the day at 0, but push on to 1. Cause once you do, you see the progress that has just begun. Zero's a memory into a dream that you've overcome. It ain't so hard what you believe in when the war in your head. You're the only one keeping you down and keeping your shame fed. See, I bled before, but now I'm scared to bleed again. But I'm free to exceed my expectations and pen for
if you wanna feel your heart, my friend, you know you can always just start again. Every time you feel like it's all too much, close your eyes and visualize your back and touch. If you wanna feel your new life begin, you know you can always just start again. Today is the day to do it. Now just open your eyes. If you wanna feel your heart, my friend, you know you can always just start again. Every time you feel like it's all too much, close your eyes and visualize your back and touch. If you wanna feel your new life begin, you know you can always just start again. Today is the day to do it. Now just open your eyes.
Yeah, I know how you feel right now. The whole world is laughing and having a ball. While you're down and you just happen to feel yourself fall. But look around, cause you're on top of it all. Even when you're bound by the negativity, the things that get to me and you. Yeah, I've been there too. But when the sun sets, you can say goodbye. And the fork could rise and the only limit's the sky.
If you wanna feel your heart, my friend, you know you can always just start again. Every time you feel like it's all too much, close your eyes and visualize your back and touch. If you wanna feel your new life begin, you know you can always just start again. Today is the day.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. On this fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday, the number to the show is 404-822-5467. I can't even start to tell you how much I appreciate the donations that are coming in, man. And you actually have a graphic where you can see exactly where you can send $1 or $2 or 50 or 5,000. You actually have that graphic right in front of you right there if you're watching the show on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live. Trust me, man, in relative terms to the Puppet Factory or Fox Sports 1 or something like that, I get it. I mean, the production ain't that. But if we get a couple dollars in here, we can make it into that. You know, I always go on to Facebook and social media, and I see in the chat groups or whatever, people disgruntled with shit that Stephen A. Smith says. Oh, worse yet, punk-ass Jason Whitlock. Right. You have to endure punk-ass Jason Whitlock and crappy cats like that behind the microphone, allegedly speaking for us and for, you know, the folks, the people on the streets. And if you're tired of that, man, and you want to help push this agenda along with that real sports talk, that old school Two Live Stews sports talk, you can do it, man. Donate what you can, man. We really would appreciate it. It's tax deductible and all of that stuff, man. It's a donation. So help us out if you can, man. And we'll keep doing what we're doing and make it bigger, and better and better and better. All right? Donate to the show. This is hour number 3 of the Doug Stewart Show. You can call the show at 404-822-5467 and be live on the show. At the bottom of the hour, once again, another reminder, we're going to talk to Coach Noy Bramble, boxing trainer. Noy Bramble has his own gym out in Las Vegas, Nevada. His daddy is the great Livingstone Bramble, so he's been in the industry forever, gives some great analysis on boxing. So we thought it was proper to have him on and talk a little bit about Triple G and Canelo this weekend, which I cannot wait to see. If you're new to the show, when the McGregor or before the McGregor and Mayweather fight happened, I talked about it ad nauseum about how it was the biggest sham in the history of the world, and I was not going to pay a cent for that fight, and I did not pay a cent for that fight. I went to a fight party, and I brought a 6-pack of beer, but I didn't pay for that shit. Hell no. Boxing is probably my second, if you talked about the different levels, probably my third favorite sport. Number 1 is college football. Number 2 is the NFL, and boxing is number 3. I put boxing I'd rather a championship heavyweight fight, you know, one Saturday night, even more so compared to the NBA. Love the NBA as well. I talk a lot of NBA when the season gets going, but boxing is my sport. Been following it a long, long time. My old man was a big boxing fan. And so I remember sitting up on the couch on Saturday afternoon, worldwide sports, and watching boxing with my father, man. And so always been a big boxing fan. That fight was a sham. Floyd Mayweather Jr. made his money. But you're going to see some real hands fly this weekend when you talk about Canelo taking on Triple G. It's going to be a real good one. So we're going to talk about that at the bottom of the hour. But another weekend of college football in general, the NFL, man. The 4 biggest games this weekend in the world of college football, so says me. Game number 4, the Penn State Nittany Lions hosting the Georgia State Panthers. I know. I'll explain more here in a second. All right. They've done some big things, man, by leading on a pair of Heisman Trophy candidates, talking about the Pitt Panthers. The Penn State Nittany Lions, and this is the Georgia State Panthers, and leaning on Heisman Trophy quarterback candidates Saquon Barkley, as well as running back Trace McSorley. And so they host the Georgia State Panthers once again this weekend in Happy Valley, 7:30 p.m. kickoff time. I'm kind of interested in this game because it's Georgia State. This is a team, man, who I feel like can do some big things in college football. I feel like they could be one of those Central Florida, University of South Florida type teams. But I'm also interested to see what James Franklin and the Penn State Nittany Lions, who I feel like got job last year out of a spot in the college football playoff, how many points they can put up on this team. Like, this is going to be a drubbing. Like, I can literally see 70-10, 70-7 or something like that, man. I'm always kind of interested in the Georgia State and the Georgia football sports programs in general in college sports. So I'm kind of interested in that. Once again, it's a 7:30 p.m. kickoff time. It's not going to be on big-time TV, but you really want to kind of get a gauge of Penn State, the number 5 team in the country right now, and how much they can put on this lower-level program, who's only been around for, I think, maybe 15 years or something like that, and talking about Georgia State. So that's game number 4 on my list of games that I'm looking forward to. Game number 3 that I'm looking forward to, man, is the Tennessee Volunteers taking on the Florida Gators. And you're listening and watching the Doug Stewart Show. The Volunteers are 2-0 after wins over Georgia Tech and Indiana State, but there's plenty of room for improvement for Coach Butch Jones' team, he said. Florida wasn't all that physical either in its only game, dropping its opener to Michigan 33-17 in Arlington, Texas. The Gators managed to scratch together only 154 total yards, 11 on the ground. Quarterback Felipe Franks will start against Tennessee after an up-and-down debut against Michigan. The 6'5", 227-pound redshirt freshman completed 5 of 9 passes for 75 yards and showed some scrambling ability, but it wasn't enough as they looked absolutely horrible, and he looked horrible in his first start. Once again, redshirt freshman Malik Zaire, transfer from Notre Dame, had to come in, and he didn't do that much better. Didn't have a full week of practice, but didn't look that much better. So it is Tennessee. And it is Florida. It is the SEC. So looking forward to that. That's game number 3 on my list of games that I'm looking forward to see this weekend. By the way, and talking about, the Georgia State game and the Penn State game, the reason why that did make my list, I got to be all honest with you, in all honesty, is because there aren't a bunch of great games on the slate this weekend in college football like there was in week 1, where you had all of the big-time matchups with Alabama and Florida State and all of those teams. So game number 3 for me is the Tennessee Volunteers on the road taking on Florida. It's a 3:30 p.m. kickoff time on CBS. Game number 2 that I'm looking forward to this weekend is the Texas Longhorns on the road taking on the Southern California Trojans. Yeah. Yeah. 4th-ranked USC welcomes Texas to Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum on Saturday night, with both teams coming off impressive performances in week 2. USC quarterback Sam Darnold is noted for his NFL arm, but his mobility also has been a central facet of the offense there at Southern Cal. Darnold completed 21 of 26 passes for 316 yards and 4 touchdowns against Stanford, mostly using some quick feet and looking pretty good out there. And the big thing about this, obviously, man, is this is the first time that these two teams have played each other since the 2016 Rose Bowl, which I believe was the best national championship game ever. The Vince Young team. Yeah. The Vince Young national championship victory, man, was just a phenomenal game. This is the first time that these guys have met on the field since that fateful night. Vince Young, dramatic fashion, scoring the touchdown to win the game. So definitely looking forward to that. USC hosting Texas. Also, the number 1 game that I'm looking forward to this weekend in the world of college football, and you are listening to the Doug Stewart Show. You know what it is. The home state Clemson Tigers, man, on the road taking on the Louisville Cardinal. And my man, Lamar Action Jackson. Yeah. You know what it is. You know what it is. Clemson, man, the national champions, the defending national champions, ranked number 3, brings a 2-0 record into the game with Louisville, who's also 2-0, who's number 14 in the country. The key for Clemson will be containing Louisville's quarterback, Lamar Jackson. You know it. You know what time it is. The reigning Heisman Trophy winner. Jackson has been impressive, to say the least, early this year with wins over Purdue and North Carolina, averaging 505 yards per game, including 385 yards passing. In Louisville's 42-36 loss last year at Clemson, Jackson almost single-handedly lifted Louisville to victory, totaling 457 yards and accounting for 4 touchdowns in a game that wasn't decided until Louisville came up 1 yard shy of a first down at the Clemson 3-yard line in the final seconds. The Tigers' defensive front, anchored by All-America candidates Christian Wilkins, Dexter Lawrence, Austin Bryant, and Cleveland Farrell, are probably the best defensive line in the country. I've talked about them being one of the best defensive lines that I've ever seen in my life. And so it's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to definitely be a tough matchup for Lamar Jackson and that defensive presence that Clemson's going to bring on Saturday afternoon. But Louisville's at home, and they got one of the greatest X factors in the history of college football. If you're new to the show and you are listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I've said it many times, man, Lamar Jackson is the closest thing to Michael Vick that I have seen. He actually right now is probably a better thrower of the football than Michael Vick was at Virginia Tech. Very accurate. I hear a lot of people talking about him being a much better thrower than he was last year. Last year, he wasn't a bad thrower of the football. So I don't know what that's all about. Dual threat quarterbacks, they get a lot of hate anyway. So this kid is the real deal, man. Phenomenal talent, and cannot wait this weekend. That's my number one game this weekend in college football. You got Louisville hosting the Clemson Tigers. Yes, sir. Yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait. All right, when we get back from the break, we'll do the same thing for the NFL. I'll give you the 4 biggest games this weekend in the National Football League. You can call the show at 404-822-5467. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Donate to the show, man. You should see a link, a graphic that tells you how you can do that. And anything you can donate, man, this is better than a GoFundMe. This is a GoFund the Doug Stewart Show, the Two Hot Stews Radio Network, and my man Rob Hix up there doing this stuff at the mothership. All right? We got a good product here, we feel like, man. So support us, and we can make this thing bigger and better once again. All right? A quick 3-minute break. Don't go away.
Situation and face it, make it a new situation that I don't want to replace. So tired of looking down, walking around with my head gone. Gotta hold on to this feeling, gotta hold on. I'm wasting so much time feeling despised on. When those voices in my head start talking, I'm gone. I need to talk back so I can get to talking on. Been hush hush quiet for too long, so smile on. We only get one chance, yo, so smile on. This life we have is a gift, yo, so smile on. The spirit's easy to lift, yo, so smile on. Cause it will be too late while we're gone. We only get one chance, yo, so smile on. This life we have is a gift, yo, so smile on. The spirit's easy to lift, yo, so smile on. Cause it will be too late while we're gone, so smile on. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want it, cause you can keep on living life within the walls of your drama. And you can quit trying and just go home and live with your mama. Hide in the basement, find replacement in your TV and sauna. Oh wait, you don't have them cause you can't afford steam. And your fate is on hold because you ran from your team. And your team is sitting wondering what's up with the dream. All because you had to quit, you felt a rip at the seams. But a smile can change a day, a week, a year, and a life. It can erase all of the pain, the weakness, fear, and the strife. And it can give you all the strength you need to head toward the light. And once you see it, you believe it, and you know it's alright. So smile now and let your neighbors see the joy on your face. And let them take you to the others that are up in this space. And if we all can let this process just continue for days, then we can change the world forever in so many ways. So smile on. We only get one chance, yo, so smile on. This life we have is a gift, yo, so smile on. The spirit's easy to lift, yo, so smile on. Cause it will be too late while we're gone. We only get one chance, yo, so smile on. This life we have is a gift.
Yeah. All right, so Hold on, brother. Hold on. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. The number is 404-822-5467, man. We are about to get into some NFL talk here where I'm going to give you the 4 biggest games of the weekend. We still got to give out the Ball Penis Award a little bit later, which goes to the Bust of the Week in sports entertainment and beyond. But before we even get to the NFL, we got a call on the line right now. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Hey, what's going on, Doug? I'm 7-1-Wardy. I want to talk to you about a couple days ago. You was talking about you giving Cleveland Indians some props, and
right.
I was sitting here thinking about it. That isn't that the same Cleveland team that gave the Cubs the win for over 100 years?
I'm not sure about that fact, but go ahead.
I'm trying to see. Wasn't that last season when LeBron won the championship? Cleveland had the chance to win the championship too. But
okay, so basically, what you're saying is you're a fan of what team?
Oh, I'm not a fan. I know you was giving them props, and I was just saying that was the same team that they had a chance to win the championship at the same year that the Cleveland Cavaliers won, but they kind of like went into a slump, like I guess it lost 3 games straight.
Right.
That the Cubs beat them.
Right. So you're trying to make a parallel between the Cleveland Indians and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Cavaliers, right.
Yeah, so
another thing I want to say, man, there's one more thing I want to tell you, man. I moved up here in Atlanta in 99, and I've been listening to you and your brother since 2001.
Wow.
And I didn't know what happened with y'all guys. I used to watch y'all the first day, being another buddy of mine from New Orleans.
Right.
And we used to always talk about y'all, laugh about y'all a lot. But I didn't know what happened with y'all. You know, then one day I was just Googling you up, and I saw your show going on, so I just started catching up.
Right.
Well, a lot of your stuff, and I told you the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and join in so I can be a member.
Man,
man, you guys, man, y'all go way back, man.
Yeah.
And y'all guys, man, have us laughing on the radio, but y'all always kept it real, and that was one thing I loved about y'all show.
Right. That's what's
up. On the radio station.
That's what's up. So Southern Wardy, you said?
7-1-Wardy.
Southern Wardy. Man, thank you for the call, man. I appreciate it. Shouts out to Southern Wardy. Yeah, we started radio in 2001, man. And if you just joining us, man, I've been doing the online radio show every day, Monday through Friday, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the last 3 years. I think next month will make 3 years that I've been doing that, trying to just keep, the Two Live Stews name and brand out there. And so a lot of people may just be catching up with what I'm doing around here for the first time. We actually do the live radio show Monday through Thursday now, as it stands now, live at the DougStewartShow.com. My brother actually does a show, the Ryan Stewart Show, on Thursday on our own network, the Two Live Stews Radio Network. We have about 12 shows that air, periodically throughout the week. And so we grind it. All right, we grind it. Thank you for the donations, man. We just got a huge donation just now, man. Thank you. Shit. We need it. We need it. So, man, thank you very much, man. Keep it coming in. There's a graphic that shows my man Rob Hix at the mothership that shows how you can donate to the show, man, easily through Facebook Live. There's links posted where you can donate to the show, man. We appreciate it all. And if you want to check out the radio show, it's for premium subscribers. It's $4 a month. It comes out of your account one time a month. You just sign up and you don't have to worry about it again. And the radio show is actually a little bit more loose than this platform that we're doing right now. All right. So sign up for the radio show once again daily from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Thursday at the DougStewartShow.com. Let's talk a little bit of NFL, man. 4 biggest games this weekend in the NFL. Coming in at number 4 is the Arizona Cardinals on the road taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Chuck Pagano told reporters that he wasn't still sure, about the status of Andrew Luck, the quarterback for the Colts, who is out with an injured back, had back surgery, man, and has been out for an extended period of time. What's worse is that David Johnson, the number 1 fantasy player in fantasy football, and who's on a member of the 42 ISOs, which is my fantasy football team, is out for 2 to 3 months with a dislocated left wrist. Kerwin Williams, man, a former 7th-round draft pick by the Colts, is going to back up or be the starter there along with Andre Ellington, actually a family member of mine from the big city of Monkscourt, South Carolina, played for Clemson. They're going to be the guys trying to fill in that role for the Arizona Cardinals and the absence of David Johnson. For the Colts, who got embarrassed in their season opener by the Rams 46-9, it doesn't help the franchise once again that Andrew Luck does not appear ready to return. He hadn't even been practicing yet. So here's what I'm intrigued about this game. I want to see if the Colts are going to be one of those teams of what we saw last weekend. At that time, they had Scott Tolzien being the number one starter for those guys. I want to see if the Colts are going to join this group of teams, being the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Jets, that may go 0 for 16. Right. That's kind of an interesting storyline, finding out if Andrew Luck is actually going to play football this year. He may not even play. He hadn't even practiced. There's no timetable for when he's going to come back. So Andrew Luck may not even play for the Colts this year. They looked horrible last week against the LA Rams. And so I want to kind of see, morbid. This is kind of like a morbid type of thing that I got going on here with the Indianapolis Colts. I want to see how bad they are, and I can kind of weigh it this weekend. Jacoby Brissett was just traded from the New England Patriots to the Colts. We'll see if he actually ends up getting the start for this team as opposed to Tolzien, once again, who was horrible. So I'm kind of interested to see the Indianapolis Colts take on the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals got their own issues themselves, as I just talked about, with the running back position. So this is kind of a battle of futility. So Colts hosting the Arizona Cardinals is this game number 4. Game number 3. How about this, man? The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles getting it on this weekend. That's right. Kansas City fresh off of a dominating win, a dominating ass-kicking over the New England Patriots last weekend, man, where Alex Smith just looks phenomenal. They protected him all game long. He had the game of his life. This Kareem Hunt kid as well, the running back, has emerged. We're very excited to see him and see, what he can do this weekend in his second game as a rookie for the Kansas City Chiefs. And Coach Peterson for the Eagles and Andy Reid for the Kansas City Chiefs have a long history as Peterson coached under him, as well as was a quarterback in the NFL for a long time also. And so that's game number 3 that I'm looking forward to, the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. Game number 2, and I know you're going to laugh at this. I'm just telling you right now, the Tennessee Titans on the road taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right. Tennessee Titans on the road taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. CBS, 1 p.m. kickoff time. I'm interested in this game for one reason and one reason only. I want to see if the Jacksonville Jaguars are for real. As last week, they had a dominating performance against the Houston Texans. Calais Campbell, I can't remember how to pronounce that guy's name. Calais, I think that's the way you pronounce it. Calais Campbell, man, had 4 sacks last week. And once again, that dominating victory over the Houston Texans. Leonard Fournette, the rookie running back out of LSU, first start of the year, first game of his NFL career, rushed for over 100 yards. I want to see if the Jacksonville Jaguars have turned the corner. Now, even though they still got Blake Bortles as their quarterback, that's a problem because he's trash too. Even though they have Blake Bortles, that team defensively looked like they can be in the game with anybody. And I mean anybody. As a dominating performance, I think they had 11 sacks or 10 sacks last week. The 11 sacks was by the Clemson Tigers. They had 10 sacks last week in the game against the Houston Texans, looking very forward to seeing if they can keep it going. Also, the Tennessee Titans, man, with a tough loss in week 1 of the season. Everybody's excited about Marcus Mariota and his progression, and will he take his game to the next level? So it's an interesting matchup as far as the matchups we have this weekend. Tennessee on the road taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the number 1 game I'm looking most forward to, we've talked about it all day long, is the Green Bay Packers and the best quarterback in the game, Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, on the road. First game alive at the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in ATL, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah. Yeah. Looking very forward to that. We've talked about that every which way but loose. Falcons had the dynamic victory last year at that point Georgia Dome over Green Bay, which many people thought that Green Bay would win that game. I think the line was like 1.5 or something like that, favoring the Falcons. Falcons handled their business, went to the Super Bowl, and the rest is history. So I want to see what happens this year. Green Bay hadn't looked too good. They didn't look too good in their first victory, in their first game of the year. But Aaron Rodgers, man, that dude is the real deal. He is the real deal. And probably going to feel like it's payback time. So game number 1 that I'm looking forward to this weekend, and I will be down at the Georgia Dome with the annual Two Live Stews tailgate. If you didn't know, me and my brother have tailgated at the Georgia Dome for, I think, 13 years in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Yeah. So the weekly Two Live Stews tailgate is going down. We're actually by the Vine City train station this year. You know, new stadium, they moved everybody around. So we got a spot by the Vine City train station this weekend. Come holler at your boys, get a rib or something like that. Come get a rib. And the game is a late game, so it's going to be a rough Monday morning for everybody. But we will be down there. First home game of the year. First game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium is going to be off the chain. All right. When we get back from the break, man, we are going to talk to Coach Noy Bramble, boxing trainer extraordinaire in Las Vegas, Triple G Canelo. Don't go away. Back in 3 minutes.
Man, it's all I got right now. This lame hand. Doug, smoke my weed, pull my gun out. What if I roll up to you and pull the hug out? That's what I do, man. Now why you got a bug out? I was 11 when I wrote my first rap. Who it was supposed to be, I didn't give a crap. All I did was dream and scheme about the bright light gleam. And a stadium full of fans, hands down, is the best thing in my mind. I got a chance to make it, so I'll take it. I find people who fake it, take it for granted, ain't a high time. We had a true player reveal the real things you feel, but I'm too scared to spill. But I'm a dreamer who still got a sight to cloud 9, and I know it's gonna be mine. I'm on 7 now, 2 more to go somehow. It's time for a dreamer now. I could dream all night. Yo, cause I'm a dreamer, see. And I don't lose sight, cause my dreams are free. The dream is right. Why you wanna mess with me? I just keep it inside. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Know what I mean? Just let me dream, man. It's all I got right now with this lame hand. It's like I've got all 9s and 10s, but I do it again if I was free to let my mind just be, man. See, I know I won't be here forever cause I'm too clever. I'm too Chris Webber, and to you, Hefner. See, I'm a superstar. I just gotta get the world to see how things really are. I dreamt it, yep, but it's time to take it to the next level. Like Aaron Neville, I like the feel of cotton, but I've gotten where I like the feel of nothing there. But now I'm up to something there. I want a picture on my shelf for myself in an Escalade, leading the parade, praising me as I turn around and praise God. And I love my job as I cruise down to Palm Beach. I could dream all night. Yo, cause I'm a dreamer, see. And I don't lose sight, cause my dreams are free. The dream is right. Why you wanna mess with me? I just keep it inside. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Know what I mean? I'm gonna make it in this rap game, cause I'm a dreamer, a believer, not a deceiver. Stealing other people's styles, I doubt and I'll never receive her. Can you achieve a level of greatness in one lifetime, or is it true you get the fame when you start? I love what I do.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a fantastic, freaky, funny football Friday. Man, I got to be honest with you, man. Before we get to our guests, I got to be honest with you. I can't even start to tell you what goes behind the engineering and the logistical aspect that make something like this happen. I can't even start to explain it to you, man. And we pretty much, I hope I don't jinx myself or us, we haven't had a hitch for the last 2 episodes. Last Friday and today. Praise his holy name. Praise his holy name. I can't even start to tell you what goes in this, man, but it's a lot, man. Thank you so much as you check out the Doug Stewart Show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. But right now, man, big fight this weekend. Welcoming into the Doug Stewart Show, my man, coach and trainer, boxing trainer, Noy Bramble, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Good morning to you, Coach Bramble.
Good morning, Doug. Good morning, Stewards. What's happening?
What's up? What's upper? So what? It's like 9:30 out there in the desert, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looking forward to the weigh-in. So we get done with this, I'm gonna go pick up Pops and we're gonna head out to the weigh-in.
That's what's up, man. As I mentioned earlier, for people that don't know, the name Bramble, very distinctive name. Your Pops is Livingstone Bramble, lightweight champion back in the day, man. I got it right. Is that the belt behind you? Is that the belt behind you?
Yeah, that's it. That's it right back there, man. He gave it to me.
Oh, man, that's beautiful. That's what's up. That's beautiful. All right, so we wanted to talk to you, obviously, about the big fight this weekend. But before we even get into that, man, your final thoughts about McGregor-Mayweather, what you saw, the, I don't know what you call it, the spectacle that was McGregor and Mayweather.
The sham of the century, man. It was
it was a sham of the century.
All those people that bought and paid their hard-earned money and thought McGregor was going to come out there and do something and rough Floyd up and hit him with a flying karate kick or an elbow drop or, spit in his face or something like that. It didn't happen, Anybody who really knows anything about the sport of boxing and understands it knows 2 things. Number one, it was a show. It was entertainment. So if you went into it knowing that, then you're absolutely fine. And then, the other side too, the actual physical part of it, it's going to take a very high caliber UFC fighter to beat a mid-level boxer. You know, Floyd is the best in the business. He's the best right now today. And the guys that are going to come off the street who's never fought before in boxing is going to beat him. So you got exactly what you expected. Floyd, he fooled me. He actually stood there, tied the kid out. Didn't exchange with him early, didn't even throw any punches really too much early, and took him out of there when the kid winded down because he knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. Talking to coach, boxing trainer Noy Bramble right now on the Doug Stewart Show on the DougStewartShow.com. So these guys coming up this weekend, I talked about it a little bit earlier, briefly. Canelo versus Triple G, man. You're talking about phenomenal boxers pitted against each other. It's great. Before we get into the actual X's and O's of the fight, per se, the atmosphere out there, boxing enthusiasts, like you mentioned earlier, know that this is one of the best fights you'll ever see in your lifetime, probably. What's the differences aesthetically, I guess, between the atmosphere pre-fight with this fight as compared to that spectacle a couple of weeks ago, McGregor and Mayweather?
The main difference is we have more cervezas in town right now, so we have the process is a little bit different.
Right.
And my Latino brothers and sisters, they're cool. You know what I'm saying? They do things, very similar to what we do. So it's a little calmer to that aspect, but there's still a buzz. Fight week. I'm in Vegas. I'm pretty sure it's like this in other, New York, LA, whatever. But in Vegas, fight week is you feel something. It's like a buzz. All the gyms are crowded. You see people that you haven't seen in the regular gyms that you go to, and all their fighters are here. All the press is here. Guys who are, you wouldn't even know who they are, but everybody's in the gym snapping pictures. Everybody, who do you got? So the vibe is good, and this is why I love this sport. I'm getting goosebumps right now just even thinking about going to the weigh-in, man. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we're talking to Coach, boxing trainer Noy Bramble right now on the Doug Stewart Show on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. Gennady Golovkin, 37-0, 33 KOs. That's a crazy knockout percentage.
Oh, yes.
Versus Canelo Alvarez, 49-1-1, 34 KOs. The one loss he has, obviously, against Floyd Mayweather Jr., 12 rounds for Golovkin's unified world title. You also got a couple of undercards as well. For people that aren't too familiar with Golovkin, man, he's been around a long time, obviously, for the record, but he's really come into the spotlight after changing his management and his trainers over the last couple of years. What's I guess an advantage Golovkin has over a superior fighter in Canelo? Canelo ain't no punk. Canelo is a bad boy. Like, what's something that you think Golovkin has over him from a technical standpoint in the ring?
One of the major things to me that stands out is size. He's a natural middleweight. Canelo started at welterweight. Maybe he had a few fights. Maybe his first 10 fights might have been welterweight, 147 pounds. He's working his way up to 160. He hasn't fought anybody that can really bang. I mean, in sparring, you're going to spar bigger guys, but actual fights, he hasn't fought anybody who's really going to bang like the way that this Golovkin kid is going to bang. Also in Golovkin's favor, which I always tell people, he has a silver medal in the Athens Olympics. They don't give those away. You have to earn those. Right. Therefore, his boxing background, although Canelo was good, he has good combinations, decent footwork. I'm not too fond of his defense, but he hasn't faced just that opposition alone, because to get that silver medal, you got to fight all different type of fighters, all different type of styles, and Golovkin has proven to be able to be successful in doing that. The Daniel Jacobs fight for Gennady Golovkin, that was huge. That was huge for him.
On the flip side of that, talk about some advantages for Canelo in this fight. Canelo, typical Mexican fighter, man. Everybody that, like you said, watches boxing knows how these guys get down. They like to mix it up. You're young and play with you, huh?
Yeah, my son, he's upstairs hollering at me.
It's all good. It's all good. That's a cool little backdrop for the show. Canelo's a Mexican boxer, man. They like to mix it up. They like to trade a lot of punches. They can take a lot of punishment, man. What's something that you think Canelo may have over Triple G?
What you said, traditional Mexican fighter. I think what makes Canelo special is he's not the traditional Mexican fighter instead of I'm going to stay in front of you and throw a whole lot of punches. What makes him stand out is that he throws combinations. He tries to be slick. Very powerful combination, tries to move his head, tries to come under shot. Very, very good counterpuncher. So in his position, he needs to get past the jab, step in, and be able to land those combinations.
Man, hey, keep your focus, bro. You doing it. Don't worry about that little youngin.
But he needs to step in there and get those combinations. He uses speed, his boxing IQ. The Floyd fight is definitely going to help him. I don't think it's going to allow him to win, but I think it's going to help him. But his speed, his combinations, and his footwork is going to have to be A+ in order to overcome the disadvantages that he doesn't have opposed to Golovkin.
Check out his website, cardiokings.com. That's cardiokings.com. My man, Noy Bramble, joining us right now on the line. All right, we got to let you go and take care of your little man there. Who wins this fight and why, in your opinion?
I'm going with Gennady Golovkin because of his amateur background. I think, like I said, the Daniel Jacobs fight really, really helped him. Daniel Jacobs, in my opinion, is the #2 middleweight in the world. So in that aspect, I give the competition edge to Golovkin. We all know Canelo fought Floyd. I understand that. But outside of that, he fought a lot of little guys.
Right.
So I'm going with Triple G. I'm not going to say what round or anything like that. I just think Triple G is going to win the fight.
There it is. There he is. My man, Coach Noy Bramble. Check him out once again online, cardiokings.com. cardiokings.com. Become a royalty, man. Hey, Coach Bramble, thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What up, Stewies?
There it is. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Yeah, I am super excited about this fight, man, because these guys, both of these guys, man, and he's right. Triple G is just a straight technician out there in the ring, and Canelo, same way, man. Canelo really is accurate with his punches. You know who Canelo reminds me of? He kind of reminds me of Oscar De La Hoya. Like, De La Hoya was that same type of fighter, man, where he was just so deadly accurate with his punches, man. Not a lot of wasted effort. Technically sound, could take a punch as well. So I am looking forward to this fight this weekend, man. It is going to be a good one. You better believe that. All right, so it's that time of the week. Time that we give out these ball peanuts. Before we get out of here. Yeah. The Buster of the Week is sports, entertainment, and beyond. We've had the little voting link up all day long in the Two Live Stews Radio Facebook chat group. So your nominees are Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Adrian Bronner, crazy ass, ESPN for trying to get rid of or allegedly trying to get rid of Jamel Hill, and 45 just for breathing. Yes, sir. Yeah. So we'll handle that business and we'll get out of here for the day, man. Get you ready for your weekend. Yeah. Big sports weekend coming up. We'll be back, though. 3 minutes. Don't go away.
I'm so down for a little vacation. Yeah, dude. I mean, I love what I do. It's awesome. I love getting up every day. I love working and making music. And sometimes, dude, I just need a break. You know what I'm saying? I just need to get away for a while. I need a vacation.
It's time now to take a trip, just for the heck of it. Sometimes you got to get away to see a better day. Sometimes you just need to take a trip, just for the heck of it. No time for hesitation, no time for a vacation. Yo, I think it's time now to take a trip, 'cause I'm just so sick of it. This feeling of being weighed down, I'm like a prince who lost his crown. I'm so down for a little vacation, a trip across the nation, or hop on a plane for a ride across the sky to some island of luxury. Just picture me here. Think it's time now to take a trip, just for the heck of it. Sometimes you got to get away to see a better day. Sometimes you just need to take a trip, just for the heck of it. No time for hesitation, no time for a vacation. Sometimes you just need a vacation for your mind, a little time to unwind, sit back, relax, and not think about the everyday complex. Is your brain, 'cause you're still the same as long as blood is pumping through your veins. We're so used to shame, we can't play the game or release the pain. You're still alive, so you gotta do more than survive. You can thrive in this world if you want to, so think about that as you take a long drive. Think it's time now to take a trip, just for the heck of it. Sometimes you got to get away to see a better day. Sometimes you just need to take a trip, just for the heck of it. No time for hesitation, no time for a vacation. Yo, I think it's time now to take a trip, just for the heck of it. Sometimes you got to get away to see a better day. Sometimes you just need to take a trip, just for the heck of it. No time for hesitation, no time for a vacation. Some people don't think that they deserve a vacation, but that's so absurd, man. The nerve of anyone holding you down. Just let them go on their own, bound for glory is everyone. We all have our own story with happy endings, so leave all that's pending and stop defending your sadness, 'cause that's madness. It's time to free your mind, so free your mind.
I mean, seriously, man. After a long day's work, there's nothing better than going out on a long drive. Listening to music, dude, I love that. But yeah, man, every once in a while, it's really important to take a break, take a breather. I gotta remind myself of that all the time. So I think I'm gonna head out. I'm out of here.
We only get one chance, yo, to smile on. It's like we got to get to smile on.
Hey, welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic Freaky Funny Football Friday. Thank you for joining your boy. Oh man, hey man, thank you so much for the donations. I can't even start to tell you. I can't even start to tell you. Shouts out to my man Chris Swan. with all of the type music today, man. If you want to get me some music, you're an independent artist. Maybe you're a manager of an independent artist. Email me at Doug at thedougstewartshow.com, giving me authorization to use your music, and send the tracks to me in MP3 form, man, and we'll feature you just like we did Chris Swan today, just like we did Pink Gator last week. You see graphics on your screen giving you instructions on how you can donate to the show. Do that if you feel it in your heart. We really would appreciate it. We just realized that a lot of people are checking out the show for the first time. We do this Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time, and all at thedougstewartshow.com with a $4 monthly subscription. You could be down, and it's even more debauchery on the radio show than on this show. Right. And not that it has to be, but it's almost something like internally that makes you want to kind of clean yourself up a little bit when you're on a video platform. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, check out the show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on thedougstewartshow.com. Become a premium member and make sure and donate if you got it in your heart right now on your screen, on YouTube Live, and on Facebook. Thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Mike check, Doug. It's your humble host, Marcus Harper.
Marcus Harper, Sports Talk with Soul. What up, baby?
Looking good, Doug. Looking good on camera, sir.
Say it again.
I said you're looking good, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. The studio audience was drowning you out, man. I got to do something about that. But thank you.
No worries, no worries.
Thank you, man. What you got?
Reminder, everyone, on 2livestewsradio.com, the Marcus Harper Show live Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from 9 to 11. Come join me. We're going to talk college football, and we'll talk about Colin Kaepernick not having a damn job for sure.
That's what's up. So the Marcus Harper Sports Talk with Soul tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on 2livestewsradio.com.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Last thing, Doug, Clemson versus Louisville. I like Louisville. What do you want to put on the game? I know you like Clemson.
You know what, man? I'm not going to even bet you because, first of all, I ain't got it. And, and second of all, man, I actually do feel like that Louisville being at home, and Lamar Jackson being that special generational type player, man, it wouldn't shock me at all if they were to win this game. I want Clemson to win, but it wouldn't shock me at all if they found a way in Louisville to get it done.
Yes, Lamar Action Jackson, a.k.a. Lamb Jack, a.k.a. MV8 is the real deal. So
yes,
this is what we'll do. So we're going to got to put the money on it. If Louisville wins, I get to come on your show and host for an hour, co-host with you for an hour. And if Clemson wins, we could do some apples. I'll get you some apples. We'll cap it at 100 apples.
Oh, that is. Let me think about it.
Think about it.
Bye. Bye. I like that. I don't know. We can work that out, though. If you've seen, just like everybody watching right now, Marcus, if you've seen my studio, man, we don't have a lot of room in here. My little brother, fine little brother he is, clowned the damn studio yesterday. That wasn't nice. That wasn't necessary. That wasn't necessary. My little brother clowned my own damn studio. It's actually his studio, too. Shit. But once again, if you donate to the show, if you pass the word, if you share this link, and you can do that now, after the show is over, share the link. It's going to post as a complete video. Share it to all your friends. And so next week, we're going to be bigger and better. And the week after, and the week after, and the week after. So donate, do all of that, man. We got a lot going on. But it's time to give out the boy penis. Penis tastes better boiled.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to begin our study of the male erection. We are adults. Now, I want everybody together to go ahead and say, penis, penis, penis.
Penis tastes better. Penis tastes better. Right. Penis tastes better boiled. That's not right.
Come on, y'all, say it.
No, man. Peanuts. That's bullshit. I'm trying to say it as slow as I can. Peanuts. P-E-A-N-U-T-S.
That's so wrong.
Peanuts. Y'all know what the hell I was saying.
That's so wrong.
Come on, y'all say it.
That's so wrong. That's that bullshit. All right, so if you're new to the show, you kind of get it now. When we first started doing the Buster of the Week Award, that particular episode, I was trying to describe for the people listening to the show one of the fine delicacies from the state of South Carolina, boiled peanuts. And I'm from the low country. I got a little geeky accent sometimes when I get excited. And people thought that I didn't say peanuts, the little nuts that you eat out of the ground, pause. They thought that I said something about a man's private parts, but I didn't. I was saying peanuts. Peanuts. All right. So somebody thought it would be a good idea to name the Buster of the Week Award the Boiled Peanuts Award. And so thus you have it. So your nominees this week, once again, before we give out the award, Sarah Huckabee, White House press secretary, delivering all of Donald Trump's crazy shit. She was nominated. Adrian Bronner for crazy crackhead type actions in Las Vegas last weekend. ESPN for allegedly wanting to fire or, discipline Jemele Hill for her comments about 45. And 45 just nominated. It's a weekly thing. It's a tradition around here. He's nominated as well. So this week's Boiled Penis Award winner / a loser is, and we got the votes right in front of us, is, hold on a second. There we go. There we go. Something wrong with the damn drum roll. Once again, let me do that one more time because we didn't do it right. This week's Boiled Penis Award winner / loser is the Puppet Factory, a.k.a. ESPN. Wow. And they ran away with it this week. They straight ran away with it. 77% of the vote goes to ESPN. Coming in second place is Sarah Huckabee Sanders with 14.29. A crazy ass. She crazy as a Betsy bug. Southern saying. So she comes in second. Coming in at third is Adrian Bronner with only 5% and 45. We're so used to 45 being on this nominee list that we don't really pay him any attention anymore, just like in real life. So there you have it. This week's Boiled Penis Award, the winner / loser is ESPN for allegedly wanting to give our sister Jemele Hill the shaft. Pause. No pun intended. No pun intended, man. Yeah, good stuff, man. Hey, week 2 of the show, the second time we've done this, man, is coming to an end. Yeah. Another phenomenal weekend on the Doug Stewart Show on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. Once again, pass the word. Tell people I really would appreciate it after the show ends. You share this link on your timeline, on Facebook in particular, on social media. You can share the YouTube feed link as well and tell people about it. You can still donate to the show. We would appreciate anything you can do. We're, once again, trying to make this the biggest and the best sports talk show in the world and give you them real sports talk opinions, unlike that garbage that you hear 9 times out of 10 on other places, all right? Yeah. All right. Special thanks to my engineers here in the A, Gerald Oliveri, Dwayne Bassan. Special shouts out to John G, the web guy. Special shouts out to my man, Robert Hix, up there in the DMV at the mothership, man, making this show possible. Shouts out to his assistant, Sam, the Robin to his Batman. Shouts out to him.
Big shouts out to my man Chris Swan today for all of that tight music. You hear it in the background. Big ups to my man D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. And a big ups to my man Noy Bramble, boxing trainer Noy Bramble in Las Vegas, talking about Triple G and Canelo. Give me Triple G as well. Really a coin toss. I don't want to give a prediction on this. I could see either one of these fighters winning the fight. But give me Triple G as well, man. That knockout percentage is just crazy. And that's not for fake. That's for real, all right? We will do this again on next week, Friday. But if you like to check out the show Monday through Thursday, the audio version, which is even crazier than this, go to thedougstewartshow.com. Click on the Become a Paying Member. It's only $4 a month. You can actually play for 1 month. You can do it for 6 months, or you can do it for a year. Safe and secure through Stripe, which is a service just like PayPal, and we'll get you right. That real sports talk, all right? Sports talk with hot sauce. Texas Pete hot sauce. The Doug Stewart Show. We'll see you next week. Peace.